steer it.
That pretty much.
Richard Smalley died at only 62. That's a bummer.
Oh.
I just found out this man existed. Now I'm sad.
Your empathy is quick and deep. Hey, and the stream started. Hello. So, for folks that will be joining us, welcome. This is Trading Curses with Strahd, and the adventurers are in a whole heap of trouble. We did a recap leading in last week, so if you're not caught up, feel free to check last week's stream where we spent a good hour catching up on all the adventures that the party has encountered. Most pressing at the moment, certain members of the party aggravated a coven of hags who have wreaked terrible havoc upon them. Along with that, well, somebody did it. Yeah. Along with that, we've got a big kitty that has been captured. A saber-toothed tiger in half plate armor, still an impressive amount of armor for a cat to put on all by itself, has been captured by the heroes of the town of Vallaki. Izek Strahd waits in the guard tower, looking out towards them. They asked him to hold back his demonic fire from scorching the kitty. And now they've got a really big cat to figure out what to do with. Also in Vallaki, they've just recently reinstated the bones to the church, restoring its sanctity, its status as hallowed ground, protection against the denizens of the night, and specifically the Coven of Hags, giving the party a safe place, if somewhat uncomfortable, cramped, and crowded, to rest. I guess they could always camp out in the graveyard. Maybe not a great idea in Barovia, though. So, any questions from the party members as we get ready to go? We are stalling for time, as you might notice, as one of the party members is about to rejoin us, having suffered that whole rainstorm and traffic delay.
Well, she's just running back from wherever she ran off to into the woods.
That's true. She did dart away into the woods to warn the Vistani about the oncoming saber-toothed tiger. And, I think she might need a few minutes to recover, as that same saber-toothed tiger gave her the most hurt, wounded, big kitty eye look as someone threw harpoons into it.
Ooh, Kyra, come on.
Yeah?
Yeah, is it burned at all? Because I'm not claiming it as mine if it's not.
So, as we wait for Thara to return from her rushing ahead on Balta the Wolf to warn the Vistani of the potential incoming danger, what is everybody else doing?
So, real quick, guys, before Thara gets back here, what are we doing with this cat? Like, she's not going to let us, just outright kill it, but how do we keep it under control?
I really don't know. My manacles won't fit.
Kyra jots down in her notebook. Get Malik bigger set of manacles. Damn Barovia.
They probably don't have a giant cat-sized jail cell we can put him in either, huh?
Well, he had to have been somewhere, and
yes,
I think if he was just roaming the forest with the wolves, we would have heard from somebody like, "Hey, BT Dubs, look out for the big cat, bye." We didn't hear that.
Right. Makes sense.
So
things get pulled in here, right?
Yeah, that's true. You think he just walked out of the mist and had it out for the hippie Vistanis?
Maybe Strahd wanted a new cat.
Does he appear to have any riding, harness
It
on him?
understands It understands Elvish.
Mm-hmm.
The only elves around here are being guarded, so I'm not sure if there could have been the.
Like an elven hit job?
I I'm not sure that those specific elves.
This is why cats are the worst.
I'm not sure those specific. If they're being guarded, I'm sure a giant armor-plated cat would have been noticed being
Right.
trained.
Maybe a friend
but-
of theirs? An ally?
It's possible.
Hey, Casey, did he happen to spit up anything interesting?
He did happen to spit up something
Oh,
interesting.
really? Uh-huh.
He spit up a fair-sized ball comprised primarily of tree bark and shredded Vistana shirt.
Uh-huh.
In amongst that, however, is a small doll.
What's the doll look like?
You're gonna dig in a hairball to find out?
Of course I'm going to dig in a hairball to find out. We've been having doll trouble lately.
All right. You start peeling back the layers of Vistana, and you see that one leg of this doll has thoroughly been sliced up. It looks like maybe it was caught between the tiger's teeth. You did see a little bit of a cloth way back there early on, so this has probably been hanging out there for a little bit. The doll looks like a small devil man, maybe a tiefling. Its tongue is hanging out long and is forked. Its fingers are behind its back, the one arm stitched so that its sleeves held to the back of its shirt, its fingers crossed. As you lift it up, it seems to have been stuffed with some sort of charcoal or other substance that would give it kind of a burnt smell.
What do you guys make of this?
And give me a quick perception, if you would, anyone who's inspecting it.
Sure. I see all the things.
I don't know if you see all the things with that.
All the things.
It's a thing. We're staring at it. It came out of Cat's mouth.
Ooh. Izzy, though. Izzy, I don't think you like these kind of dolls. Because these kind of dolls have a little label. And
She
on
hates
that
these
little
fucking
label,
dolls.
It says, is no fun, is no Blinsky. And also stitched into that little label is the name of the doll. It's hard to make out, but you think it says Chiron.
Oh, I see.
Chiron?
Chiron.
She kind of picks it up between her fingers, and for her, she's like holding it like it's gross, and for her, that's kind of like weird. Most things are not gross to her, but this thing, she's just. I feel like we should burn these things.
All right. Well, it makes sense to me.
We should.
Wait, aren't they kind of like
should
voodoo
we-
dolls, though?
I don't know magic.
I mean, I don't really know.
They're just wrong.
that. I mean, yeah, I
Well,
suppose.
I've no doubt that they're creepy, but perhaps, and I can't believe I'm saying this, we should hold off on the burning of the thing for a minute.
Okay.
Here,
All
I'll
right,
hold
Strahd
it.
has
Kyra.
definitely replaced Kyra. Strahd for sure has replaced Kyra.
Are you okay? Are you sure?
I really don't like cats. I don't
Tell
know.
me something only Kyra would know.
Izzy, do you still have the tomatoes in your pack?
All right, I suppose that's fair.
Here, I'll hold on to the doll, and she'll offer to, stuff it in her pack and interrogate Blinsky later.
Sure, you could have it.
I mean, this one's especially creepy looking, and it smells funny, but everything here smells funny.
Hey, sorry. Gonna put myself on mute for a second while I get everything unpacked and loaded up.
Sure.
This evening was a clusterfuck.
That's all right. At this point, the party has discovered the large hairball from the saber-toothed tiger. Dissecting the hairball, they found the doll in the form of a tiefling or devil, kind of hard to tell. An obvious fibber, as he has forked tongue and fingers crossed behind his back. And while the doll has been discovered, that doesn't really answer what to do with the enormous cat.
Yeah, but if these things are based on actual people like ours was, and we run into this guy, we should probably not trust what he says.
Well, we can at least freak him out with his doll, right? That'll catch him off guard. Maybe. Anyway, now that we have the doll, giant cat is waking up / woke up to spit this up / we're kind of confused as to how we're holding on to it and keeping it. Are we just repeatedly knocking it out?
The giant cat is well bound. It was harpooned and secured to the ground like a giant tent, as well as being lassoed and pretty well beaten on. So it's exhausted.
As
It's going to need
us.
some rest before it can make any efforts.
Well, do we want to try and are the dark? I don't remember. Were the dark elves able to leave their home at all?
So
Or were they stuck?
The Dusk Elves were guarded / watched by the Vistani. Strahd has told them to stay. So there doesn't seem to be anything preventing them from wandering, aside from the anger of Strahd and the eyes of the Vistani. Which is probably fairly strong prevention.
And about how far away was it? I mean, I know I jogged there, but I just forgot.
You are about 1,000 feet from the Vistani encampment as you are. The path winds a little bit, and the trees in Barovia are very densely packed. Old growth that just never seems to die.
Yeah, I never made it all the way there before they managed to get it bound, did they?
No, you made it about halfway.
Yeah.
Saw the tiger go down, then turned and returned just in time to see that hairball come up after a short whispered conversation. And Izek from the wall, you've heard him calling to the folks in town, ordering them around, calling out to you, inquiring what y'all plan to do with the tiger?
We're figuring that out right now. Thank you.
When you figure it out, I've got some talking to do with you, dream people.
Yes, that's a funny way to say heroes of Vallaki, but that's fine.
Wait, was there?
Thara's
Go ahead.
there, right? She's not still coming back?
Thara's there.
Yeah, but Izzy will
I
be like,
guess.
we'll ask if there's a way to untrain an animal. Because this thing was clearly trained to go after and kill.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we really didn't think that part too far through. The problem here is it's really young and it's not exactly super communicative of what it knows, or like it's running basically on, it feels like instinct. But I mean, something raised this because, they bothered to armor it, and it out of character. It mentioned like a cage, right? Didn't it? Or like
Yeah,
its box or whatever.
Yeah, it described its home, its life as being very small, rattly, and loud.
Right.
So a cage, a box,
Seems likely. Right.
and it seems singularly focused as you're running along and listening to it. It didn't seem to have the I understand what's going on. It's had the I know to do one thing.
Yeah. So it's kind of It doesn't have a lot of nuance here. It's basically looking to hunt and kill. And the problem is, it without knowing where it came from, that was where I was trying to head to the Vistani, because I thought, since it seemed to be going for them, maybe someone there might have known why. Maybe there was a outstanding vendetta against somebody who just happens to train giant cats.
Kind of while the great cat debate is going on, I'd probably be leaning a little bit closer to Vallaki. And is that first paragraph of what we got dumped in Gen Chat? audible?
Yes.
Or is that okay?
Yes.
Um,
So that first paragraph was Izek from the tower calling out, "Psst, y'all, go get that Fey fella. Put him up in the stock. Let the fine Foka, Vallaki, have a bit of fun before we do our interrogate."
And then, like, kind of like after hearing all the yelling that he's doing, I'll come back and I'll be like, "Well, there's your elf."
Worth a shot. I mean, we could time down out here, go talk to that guy. Worst case scenario, we're back at square one.
I mean, can we put a leash on the cat? I mean, is that a thing? Is that how that works?
You want to try to drag that cat? I tried to drag that cat. It didn't exactly work so well. If he gets a mind to go somewhere, I don't know that we're going to be able to stop him.
I mean, we can hold him in place if it's all of us, but in terms of walking, maybe we can lead it? I don't know. Thara, how does that work? I don't understand.
You get a shirt that stinks like patchouli. You tie it to a very long stick and you just hold it in front and terrify the town as you walk back.
Crap, I didn't realize I was muted. Shit.
Oh, sorry, Rob.
Casey, you said that after they kind of got it staked down for a bit, that it kind of eventually stopped struggling and was just kind of laying there, right?
It looks like it has just spent itself. It looks
Okay.
like it's exhausted. So
I mean, I'll tell.
Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll tell everybody, like, if you want to go investigate what's going on in town, I can stay here. The two, and I kind of give Balto a pat. I'm like, we can stay here and watch him, and if anything happens, we'll do what we have to do. But I can keep an eye on him if you guys want to go take care of, like, figuring out what the town's complaining about. Also, out of character, that gives me a chance to eat my food while it's still hot.
You think you can handle him?
I think we, leaning on Balto, will be okay.
All right, well, just remember, you should probably kill him if he gets out.
Thank you for spelling out the "we'll do what needs to be done" part that I already said, Malik.
Yeah, but with you, sometimes I feel the need to be sure.
Uh-huh.
He shrugs and turns and goes to walk towards town.
Yeah. I mean, I figured that I can, push comes to shove, I can try to keep it calm with maybe some animal handling.
Sure. Actually, go ahead.
Since I didn't participate directly in its binding.
So go ahead and give me an animal handling as you spend a little quality time
sheet popped up
when you get a chance. And for the rest, are you heading back to town then?
Apparently. We have
Yeah.
an elf to investigate.
Yeah, I want to hear what Izek's getting up to.
16.
Okay. So yes, the tiger remains bound and secured, and you
I'll try to kind of
communicate with it, but you keep it calm.
Right. I'll try to
as
speak
sort of rest.
speak soothingly to it, and trying to be as gentle as possible, hoping to maybe try to kind of lull it into a more docile mind state. I mean, if this thing has been raised to be like a hunter and raised in a cage, like, being bound and tied up probably isn't. I mean, it's not good, but it's like it's probably had worse treatment.
That is very true.
So
So
we'll come do that.
come to that.
Handle that, and then I will tuck into this sandwich.
You got it. So as you return to town, Izek looks you over. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have talk. But first, and he jumps down, starts making his way down the main thoroughfare towards the town square, where a small crowd has gathered around a man in the stocks. He's next to, but not dangerously close to, the smoldering remains of the wicker sun that was lit only an hour or so ago. He looks to be half elven, kind of uniquely dressed, as he has the air about him of an entertainer, carnival man, perhaps a ringmaster. And you can hear even as he gets closer. The animal was perfectly safe, I say. He was secured in my wagon. I don't know how he got out. Someone must have sabotaged it in some way. I am not. And a big old vegetable takes him right in the face. And then he starts trying to argue his case again. But while the people of Vallaki rarely laugh and don't seem to smile, they show ugly often. And vegetables pelt him, along with soaking garlands and leftover decorations from the Festival of the Sun. What y'all doing?
So Izek just introduced him and as the ringmaster, or we just are gleaming that information from what he looks like?
Gleaming that information from what he looks like the guy who's in the center of the ring. He is dressed that way. He's got the pants, the tails, the cane. Though the cane is laying at his feet.
Izek, why is this man in chains? What has he done wrong?
That one, his cat. His cart held the cat, let it loose.
Did he let it loose?
His cat, his cart.
Right. Yeah, you said that already.
We'll find out.
So his punishment is owning a cart, is that correct? Because you cannot prove that he was the one that released the cat, correct?
He's the one who brought the cat in Vallaki.
Well,
Doesn't mean he opened the cage.
He brought the cat.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
You bring a beast like that, it's not good.
he brought a small cat, I'm sure. I doubt it was always this size. Perhaps he did not know the how large it would grow. Where is the crime in that? What was he supposed to do once it grew larger? Just release it? He was doing the responsible thing.
Responsible be skin it. Make a rug.
Perhaps this cat is seen in a favorable light by the, Lord Strahd person. Master Strahd?
Somewhere far away, petting the cat, Thara gets an unexplained pain between her eyes, and she's like, "Oh God, why did somebody feel like something
That's
bad?"
Strahd. The guy up there, and she points at the castle. That guy.
Big yes.
So let's call that one a quick persuasion roll if we could.
I'm just trying to get anything that gets a reaction out of him that isn't just bad. But okay.
All right. So,
Wow.
what is you trying to say?
I'm just saying that perhaps before you interrogate him and he gets covered in more smelly vegetables, the heroes of Vallaki could have a minute with him. And then if we find, of course, if he's guilty of what you claim that he has done, we will rightfully turn him back over to you for true justice.
You think he is in league with the devil Strahd? I was thinking he was just dumb.
It's entirely possible, but we will sniff it out if he is. Malik here, he's great at, interrogating people and stuff. Look at how mean he is.
Good sniffer too.
Yeah. Big nose, better smelling.
Mm-hmm.
All right, dream people. Wait, you know her? And he pulls out of his pouch a doll that looks a lot like Irina. She dream girl too. Who's she?
What? Well, dream girl. So you had a dream about us, and she was also in the dream. Is that correct, Izek?
Yeah.
No, I can't say I know her.
Well, I mean, you have a doll. I also have a doll. And she reaches into her pack and takes out the smelly, soggy tiefling doll. Is this like the kind of doll that you have? And she kind of turns into it like a childish voice, like, is this what he wants? You want to play?
He doesn't look like the brightest bulb in the bag. He's sort of... I'll take doll. And he takes your doll.
He takes the doll?
He just reaches out with that big claw hand and goes to take the tiefling doll from you.
Someone didn't teach him how to share, clearly.
Yeah. Does he say anything when he's doing this, or just reaches out?
He says, I take doll, and just reaches out for the doll.
Well, okay. Well, not just yet. And she kind of pulls it back and is like, I'm more than willing to, generously give you the doll, but I'm still playing with it. As soon as we return this person after our interrogation, if we end up deeming that he has, needs to be brought to justice, I will give you the doll. Deal? I want to clean him up a little bit for you. How's that? He did just come out of a cat's stomach, so he smells a little bad.
I'm going to look at the cart. You play with the Fae.
Just curious, where is this cart, Izek?
And he points over to the east. Through the houses, you would say, is storage area. By the coffin maker shop. You know it.
Strange that we would have missed that. Okay.
And he gives you an eye, and then he starts moving away. Guards fall in on either side. The townsfolk have stopped hurling vegetables for the moment. It looks like they need to come retrieve some before they throw them again. What are you guys up to?
Go get the elven fellow and have a chat.
All right. The half-elven fellow, because he's got a little bit more sideburn beard than most elves would be able to pull off, is in the stocks just a few feet away from you. If you wish to walk over towards him, you have to step between some ash and some vegetables. But otherwise, available to chat.
Excellent. Malik's going to go up to him.
This will end well.
Hey, buddy. Hey, name's Malik. Pleasure to meet you.
Well, I can't say you've caught me in my best form, but I suppose it's a pleasure to meet you too. I am Ricktavio, ringmaster, purveyor of delights, and currently wrongly accused. What can I do for you, or can you do for me?
Wrongly accused, huh? Well, as a member of the Heroes of Vallaki, I do have a bit of pull around here. Maybe if you talk to me, tell me what you might know about this whole cat situation, we can maybe come to a bit of an agreement. Huh?
I love how we're just leaning into that Heroes of Vallaki name.
Look, I'm gonna use it if it's gonna help.
No, Buttercup would not hurt a fly. She's the centerpiece of my enterprise and entertainment spectacular.
You see this? And Malik points to a cut on his arm. Yeah, she did that. So I don't know if not hurt a fly is really strictly true.
Are you a fly, sir?
No.
Then my statement stands.
All right, Ricktavio, I'm liking you less as we continue to have this conversation, I'll be honest. Look, did you let the cat out or not?
Of course not. Why would I let my prize possession go? I've been raising her since a kitten.
Okay. Well, A, is that a lie? Is he lying to me?
I don't know. Is he lying to you?
Is he lying to me?
He doesn't
That's not
seem to
great.
be lying to you.
Hmm.
It's a little hard to tell since he's sort of face down and you're looking at the back of his head. Occasionally his hands waggle
Jazz
dramatically.
hands are the mark of the insincere. But yes, Kyra, you were going to say something?
Well, she'll walk up to him and wipe off whatever tomato or vegetable schmutz is all over him and say, "Look, we're in a position where we may be able to help you, but you have to help us first. You said you raised her.
Yes.
She's kind of lethal. I don't know if you know this, but she went after a certain scent. Do you happen to know why she would do that so aggressively?"
Well, the only thing I can think of, she's trained to perform in mock combats. She's a doll that we used to train her. It's very entertaining. That's why she wears that fancy garb. Near useless in actual combat, but you can see that. Give me a quick perception roll, anyone who's paying attention to him.
Oh, I'm paying super attention. Oh yeah.
Yeah, as soon as he starts
Literally
denying
impossible.
this actively trying to kill patchouli smelling guys,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not
He's trying to be very subtle about it with a come hither beckoning with one hand, but I don't think he quite understands how out in the open his hand is. And most of you get the idea that he's trying to get you to lean in. Kyra and Izzy a little less so.
I see. So he's trying to say something to us quietly, basically.
Yes.
Okay. I'll play along.
Yeah,
I'll
same.
lean in uncomfortably closely.
Noses touch.
Not quite. Not quite.
Eskimo kisses? So as you lean down, you hear him quickly say, "Now, I don't want to give away the show, but what happens is," and then he shifts his voice a little bit and drops down to whisper, "Listen, my name is Von Richten. I'm a hunter of vampires. The cat has been trained to assist me in that. I don't have time to explain it now. I'm only going along with this to protect my cover. If you wish to investigate the matter further with me, play along." And that is the way it ends. Fantastic, is it not? Certainly worth helping me get out of here.
I still don't. Is he telling me the truth, Casey?
Ooh, he seems to be. Izzy, you're all in.
She's like,
100%.
Heck
fuck
yes!
yeah.
Izzy, I think you actually want to see the performance, is what you're going for. You're like, I want to see this cat balancing on a ball, hind legs while juggling. He seems upright so far.
All right. We'll try to get you out. However, and I'm still very uncomfortably close to his face. If you're lying to us, Ricktavio, I'll be very upset.
Wait, I have more questions. And she's like, "Oh, so you do this," and makes like a weird gesture with her hand. I've seen that done before. If you're a vampire hunter, I don't understand. How did you come here of your own volition? And if so, did you come with the cat? Did the cat appear? How did you train the cat? How do we handle the cat if we can't get you out?
We don't have time to talk here. The Vistani are Strahd's eyes and ears. They're the obvious ones. Around us, half, if not more, support him in this town. I've been looking for allies, but I have not been able to approach them openly, and I cannot risk breaking my cover here. That's why I'm in these stockades rather than dealing with these fools.
Well, we can't help you unless you give us somebody to investigate that you think might have opened your cart and let the cat out, unless it was you.
It wasn't me. I was at the Blue Water Inn. Well, I was at the Blue Water Inn, and then I attended the Wicker ceremony.
Well, did
I didn't notice who
Ricktavio, or
wasn't
was that Von Richten, who attended the ceremony.
Come along now. Ricktavio is just my cover here. Find whoever was not at the Wicker Sun ceremony, or look to my cart. I set out after my tiger immediately. I did not go to investigate. And then those idiot guards surrounded me.
How do we
Couldn't make a scene.
How do we handle? Okay, fine. We'll do our investigation as we're able. How do we handle your tiger without you?
It's been trained to hunt the evil Vistani. The scent that you smelled. Strahd's servants all bear it with them. All the Vistani in this area do. That was my assistance to ferret them out. They take to the woods. They take to the roads. But I do not have time to talk about this now. Get us loose. If we get separated, there is a tower west and north of the town on a small island. I've taken that as a refuge. It's dangerous, but if you can reach the 3rd floor, that's where I have my study. It's safe there. If we cannot meet here, I hope you'll meet me there.
I just kind of look over at Malik and Izzy, and I'm like, what do you make of these stocks? Do you think we'd be able to break them unnoticed and leave him there so that he could get out at a later date or overnight sometime?
Unnoticed?
Well, I just mean, what kind of chains are they? Perhaps you could break them now and he just stays put until the cover of night and then he's free to go.
No. Take no such action. My cover must be maintained. If it is blown, then there's no purpose of me staying in this town anyway. I'm here to find allies. I can't do that if Strahd and his people are watching me, watching Ricktavio.
All right, I guess we leave him put then.
Malik sadly resheathes Shatter Spike.
I'm sorry, Malik. I didn't mean to get your weapon all excited.
It's okay. All right. Well, if we want him to get out, we should probably come up with some sort of evidence to the contrary. Yeah.
You said look to your cart. Is there some sort of, extra locking mechanism that you had that would have been hard to break through?
And as you guys start talking about the cart, he sort of switches back to the loud voice. Oh, my cart. I cannot understand how little Buttercup possibly escaped. But if you go and inspect it, I'm sure you will find some sign of foul play or other thing that I can be proven innocent and released from this ridiculous predicament.
All right. Well,
I mean,
Where
I
is it?
trust if he says what if he is what he says he is, he'll be fine here.
true. Yeah. I said leave him. Go do some investigating.
Are they going to continue to attack him?
They don't seem to be doing him any real harm.
Yeah, but Clawface here. Izek.
Izek, he has moved over to the cart area, so you could question him there if you chose.
Now let's go have words with Izek. Wait, where was Blinsky?
Blinsky is up in around where you guys are now. Hang on.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Up in here-ish somewhere. Oh yeah, Blinsky.
Let's go have words with Izek, yes? I'm sure
it's where
Thara's
leaving.
fine.
Blinsky's right about there.
She would have screamed by now.
Well, I mean, with that cat, I don't know. I might have not gotten a chance to scream if I smelled like patchouli.
Well, I think she smells like patchouli. I haven't really noticed.
I'll
Pretty
give.
sure she doesn't smell like Vistani at least.
For the record, she's a bit earthy, but not patchouli smelling.
All right. So is the party then heading over to investigate the wagon?
Yeah, I guess so. Makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
Meanwhile, I'm like slowly stroking this cat and like telling it all of my. I'm basically using the cat as like a sounding board and venting all of my complaints and frustrations about everything the group has been going through and going on at length about how delicious the pies were.
So let's go ahead and hopefully show something to the players. And did everyone just get a handout?
Yes.
Ooh.
So
Yep.
it is still quite rainy. It's a little brighter than shown in the picture. And that cart, the back doors have been simply blown off their hinges. You can see that the cart was secured at one point fairly well by thick chains. However, it looks as though from the inside out, something enormous just kept throwing itself against that door until they burst. The chains still dangle in their X shape, but without the wood and bars, an animal could have crept out of it. Around it, Izek and his guards are looking it over. They don't seem to be really investigating so much as drinking.
I see.
As we're walking over the cart, I'm gonna start ritual casting detect magic.
Fair deal. And as you do that, I'm going to see if you find anything. Anybody doing anything else along those lines?
Malik is going to shame these guards by walking up and saying, "So, boys, you found anything yet?"
And if you haven't yet, don't touch anything.
Well, see what we figure.
Mm-hmm.
Cat was in there,
Yeah,
and it
very
got
smart.
out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, with you so far.
That's Ricktavio's wagon.
Yep, that is true. Yep.
His cat.
Yep, he's admitted to that. Yep, true.
His responsibility.
Yeah, to a degree. Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
Yeah. We find him.
Okay.
You fine him like money? Because that seems reasonable.
Yeah. We find him. Pays his money. He goes free.
How much?
We'll have to talk to the mayor. See what damages.
Right.
I mean, he ruined the festival.
You know,
I thought the festival went quite well, to be honest.
Oh, no, festival go all day. Cat ruined the festival. The festival's very expensive. Scare townsfolk. Gonna need more guards. Cause problem with the Vistani.
you know what would be a good option? Perhaps, yes, obviously. But if perhaps, I mean, look at this cart. It's worn down and dirty, and the doors are busted off. It doesn't seem as though he has much money. If he's unable to pay off his debt, perhaps the mayor would be inclined to put him to work, setting up the festivals. It would display, what happens to people that defy the lay of Vallaki.
Oh,
Be a good symbol.
Yeah, if he can't pay, well, indenture, Well, good.
So,
Well,
if that is the case, what do you plan on doing with this hunk of junk? And she kind of pushes a little bit on the cart. I mean, it seems to be kind of in the way here.
Oh.
Well, and we have been looking
So,
for a means to
auction?
get around. Perhaps you could give a discount to the heroes of Vallaki? Ching.
Wow. He's not seized yet. But, and he gives you that, like, I'm going to turn my hand around the other way so the palm's up so you can put something in it, but I'm not holding it out in front of you with the palm up, kind of, fill my hand with gold sort of way.
Okay.
Now, is it the big crazy hand? Because it would take more gold to fill that, right?
Well, it's probably going to be no, it's the normal hand. The big crazy hand might cut his leg trying to do that action.
Well, your hands are very beautiful, sir. But I just want to make sure that this is all legal,
Wow.
and on the books. I would hate to upset the mayor, right, Izek? I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I want to pay what this card is worth. Should you end up just discarding it, of course.
Well, could take time.
That's fine. I'm sure that it being evidence in what's going on here, you'll keep it safe enough. Yes?
See, evidence is expensive. People pay a lot of money to get rid of evidence. But a cart, well, a cart's cheap. Maybe you pay me for a cart before it become evidence.
I kind of just look back at the rest of the people and I'm like, I don't know that it in an instance where there's a large cat that was in a cage and got out being the primary reason he's in the stocks, I don't think the whole disappearing of the cage thing is going to go unnoticed. Am I wrong here?
Oh. We'll figure it out.
What was your name again?
You're talking to Izek.
Oh, was I? Okay.
Yep. Well, you're talking. It's Izek and his guards, and the guards are not the ones that are going to be doing that. Izek.
Oh, I didn't realize I was talking to Izek that whole time. Like.
Oh, sorry. Yep. No, sorry. I thought you caught from the monster hand comment.
Hence my mention about his crazy hand.
Yeah.
Well, I
sorry.
got that, and then Malik was talking to the guy. So okay, yeah. So I didn't know Izek was the one asking for a bribe.
Oh, it's not a bribe. It's buying a car.
No. Just
Salvage.
internal thoughts. It's like it's what goes on when you think about a situation internally. Never mind.
So
just give me a second.
Just to give you a heads up, in your limited cart and carriage buying experience, you would figure that this is probably a carriage. So 100 gold pieces if it was in good condition. Being broken, probably in the 50 gold range as it actually stands. As evidence, however, priceless. So what are you offering, if anything? As far as functionality, it could still be pulled by a horse, just has no doors. And it smells of cat inside, like crazy cat lady cat. Big cat. I've stunned them all.
No, I'm just thinking. I pull Izek aside and facing away from his guards, and I say, "Look, I happen to have not much gold, but I have this," and she pulls out the doll that he was looking for, and she had just kind of wiped it off on her pants. So I have this slightly cleaned, and I can offer you throw in a few gold, and I will promise to bring you another doll.
I get dolls. I know Blinsky. Those.
Correct, but you have to see the person. I've seen some people that you have not seen yet, and I can get you exclusive dolls. Ones that Blinsky doesn't know to make for you.
You find me other dream girl. Then you can have the card.
Do I trust you to keep it for me? Are you a trustworthy man, is it?
There's going to be evidence soon.
How soon is soon? Like, what's the timeline on this trial that you have for him?
You maybe leave him in a stock for one night. That scares most.
So you're saying that if I happen to come back before, one night's time, it might not be in evidence yet. Is that correct?
Maybe.
Fair enough, sir. She'll turn around to the rest and just give that face.
I imagine that's a face we see a lot now that we're in Barovia.
Right.
I mean, half the time, Kira doesn't even know what she's. See, I'm seeing it now. Kyra doesn't even know what she's asking for, or why.
All right, and for the folks that weren't involved in the bribery, I see some investigating happening. Please feel free to give me an investigation check. Feel free to help one another or not if you prefer to go yourselves. And let's see some sleuthing.
I'm going to help Izzy.
Okay.
I'm going to process alone.
So,
I'm glad I helped Izzy.
Wow. Izzy is on this.
on the job, poking around,
On
all
the
up and
job.
close and dirty,
Absolutely. And
crawling around and shit.
the dirty is the key aspect here. You see that the area, and this is kind of a storage area for stuff. So there's some carts, there's some boxes, some hay bales, that sort of thing scattered around. And it seems as though it's watched over or run by the people in this general store and storage area to the north. However, the area around the cart is fairly smooth. There's not a lot of foot traffic there, except for 2 pairs of well-heeled boots, men's boots, that you can see were darting forward and back several times in front of the cart. And it takes you a little while to put it together, but it looks like they were probably running right up to the cart, doing kind of a slide to the stop, and then running away. And then running up to the cart, slide to a stop, and then running away.
So riling her up,
It certainly seems that way.
perhaps waving something Vistani flavored to get it that worked up to break out.
Could have been. You don't smell patchouli in the air. Actually, correction. You do if you get close to the cart. The back of the cart is a doll, life-size, that looks strikingly like some of the Vistani that you have seen. This could be Maloney's long-lost, thinner, and tiger-torn brother. The tag is much larger on this one, visible even from outside the cart, stating, "Is no fun, is no Blinsky."
So that's what he used to train them.
Why does everything lead back to this toy guy? Like, seriously.
Branding. The only place you will not find a Noblinsky toy is in the arms of a happy child.
Yeah, so Izzy'll mutter this to Malik and Darvin, just pointing things out.
So
I mean, they had to have done. I mean,
right.
just
Like
to
they
get it
believe
that
something?
worked up. Yeah, just to get it that worked up that it repeatedly tried to bash its way out, unless one of them was Vistani.
Right.
Now, you are aware generally that Vistani are not welcome in Vallaki. I think there was some disguise efforts
Yes.
when you brought Arabelle through. So you guys do know that one. Are you content with your investigation to rejoin your babysitting or kitty sitting party member and start discussing the events of the day?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've gained all we can at the moment, at least.
All right, so outside of town again, on the old Vallaki Road, you've secured an evening at least before the investigation really starts. And by investigation, I mean interrogation. And by interrogation, it's basically a conviction and a fine. Perhaps indentured servitude. We'll see how the mayor's feeling. But it's about midday by this point. The festivities, tiger talk, and investigation having chewed up your precious sunlit hours. What you guys doing once you're over there? And I assume echo everything back to Thara.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm thinking maybe we try to resolve this today, and then like try to figure out some like we need allies. Like basically, we're in Ricktavio's spot. We need allies because otherwise we're going to lose a war against old ladies.
Right.
So you guys come back and give her the lowdown.
Mhm. Yeah.
So he says he's a monster hunter. That's
I believe the term was
interesting.
vampire hunter. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're monsters, right? But still.
True.
So this is his. Okay. Did he give you any command words or anything? Does he know any,
He trained her with a Vistani doll to specifically go after them because they work for
They
Mr. So and So up on
They
the hill
don't
over
all
there.
though.
But
That's
we know that.
I'm pretty sure out of character. Weren't we pretty sure that Madame Ava and her crew were not
Madam
Strahd affiliated?
So,
he said,
Maloney got
well, because
Well, we know
the
Maloney
ones
wasn't
that-
affiliated.
yeah, but the guy was Ricktavio was saying that the ones that work for him have a specific scent, and that's what they were.
Oh,
going
okay.
after.
I missed that part. I thought that he was just saying that it was their scent that the cat was keyed onto, and that
Like they had a specific scent.
so
I was under the impression because of like a specific, not just Vistani, but he made it seem because they work for him.
right. There's like a stink of corruption. So he was heading towards the camp where we sent the little girl. That's great.
The cat was just doing what it was told. The real crime
No,
here is who
I'm not
opened the
blaming the
doors.
cat. It's not his fault, clearly. And I scritch behind the ear. Like, yeah, he can't help what he was trained to do. I'm just worried that I don't know. I'm worried that this monster hunter guy might just be keying in on everybody just because they're Vistani.
Right, but I mean, we have pretty compelling evidence that all of those Vistani at the other camp are working with Strahd.
By other camp, you mean the camp south of us?
Yeah, the one that it was running to.
Okay. I didn't know if you. I was just making sure. Okay. Well, maybe sending Arabelle back there wasn't the best idea, but that's in the rear view now.
When you said well-heeled boots, does a typical, like when we were in the camp and we dropped off Annabelle and we stayed for a little bit to get some information, did the Vistani actually have like well-made, well-heeled type of footwear, pantswear, etc.?
This would be superb craftsmanship. Someone with a lot of money, and in Barovia, you've seen scarce little of that, and certainly not on the feet of the road-worn boots, or not on the heels of the road-worn boots of the Vistani. They have nice boots, fine Corinthian leather, but they're worn. They're walked in. These were boots of the men of leisure.
They're boots that are well made for walking, but they don't get walked in.
Correct.
Looking for a fucking noble.
If only we knew a noble here right now.
If only.
If only.
Kyra, I think we need to go have a talk
She's
with
just
our
looks.
dear friend.
Oh no, not her again. Her
Mhm.
brother's okay, but no.
Dream girl.
Well, look,
Suffer
Irina
the
showed up
hatred.
in what's his face's dream, Izek's dream, so that's kind of important, I feel. And he might be involved in this whole business.
Is
Or
it?
know who might be. No, not Izek, her brother. What's his name? I don't remember.
Ismark.
Sure.
Well, if he
So-
isn't, he might know who is,
Exactly.
unfortunately.
Exactly.
And it would creep her out to tell her that the guy with the monster hand has been dreaming about her and creating dolls. Okay, I'm in.
So what's the plan with the monster hunter guy? Like, we're leaving him there overnight, and then
I get the impression he's fine with it. I mean, we offered to. I mean, Malik was ready to break him out, and then he could get out under the cover of night. But he said he was okay with where he is, and it sounds like they mean him no, fatal harm. So
okay. But so what was the plan with the wagon? Or were we trying to buy that away from them to get Fuzzy here locked back up, or?
No, it's not gonna be much use locking him up now.
Why not?
Well, it's kind of broken, like really broken.
Well, we could fix that, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I'm really good.
I mean, not having seen the card herself, she doesn't know. But like, was the lock just broken, or were the doors like?
The doors were
The
like
doors
ripped
were
off.
destroyed,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's a little more
Well-
problematic.
So, on the note of the cart, with probably an hour or two of effort, and if you knew of somewhere where there was plentiful wood, hammers, and nails that weren't being used, you could probably get that cart closed up. It probably wouldn't open real easy again, but could certainly hold something. Now, do you guys know anywhere that has wood, hammer, and nails?
I feel like you're trying to hint.
Okay.
At something.
All right. I'll take the bat. Okay. It might be the thing that's next door to the cart.
All the way back in Barovia, right? We go,
No.
we go all the way back there, and I'm sure we
Mhm.
could pry the boards off the windows at the mansion.
That's
Correct.
not what I was thinking of.
I mean,
I think Darwin might have picked up on that.
there's that whole.
Oh yeah, our coffin shop.
There you go.
as the
Well, that's
wave
just got
reaches
coffin.
Malik,
We're gonna nail coffins over the opening.
Oh,
Yes,
wood.
that's exactly what
Hey,
we're going
that's a
to.
great idea.
We'll make coffin-shaped doors out of actual coffins.
It's actually kind of
That's
badass.
that's pretty metal. I like it.
Yes, there are supplies readily available and recently made public domain.
No, they're not public domain. They're ours.
Oh, okay. Is that
So
how
how-
that works?
So how much are we supposed to bribe Mr. Monster
So we
Hand
have
for
a
the
manor
wagon?
house and a coffin shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're acquiring real estate left and right here.
Mm-hmm.
Dwayne is jealous.
The
Sure he is.
Thara's earlier plan to turn Barovia into like a bed and breakfast destination is still.
well,
You can choose the destroyed manor house or the coffin shop. Which would you like to go to?
I mean, look, come on, we've been here for like a week and we've already got both of these things. By the time we're out of here, we'll have Castle Ravenloft.
That's fair. That's true. That's very true. You make an interesting point.
So, wood, hammer, and nails are available. If you wish to make the effort to either bring the cart out or bring the cat to the cart. However, you don't own the cart yet.
Yeah,
might
that's so
take a
that's
little
that was the last thing that
little
Thara
palm
was just
greasing.
saying. So like we're supposed to bribe him for this cart. How much does he want? Do we have enough money? Like and she like starts rifling through a pouch and she's like, I got like 10 gold I can throw in, but that's about all I got left. Wait,
I have an idea.
wait, hold on. Actually, digging around. I still had those 320 gold piece agates that I got in Bellic's lab. So those might be. I don't know if he has.
Wait,
If he wants shiny rocks as opposed to coins, but
wait. Before you go spending your own money, would we know? Did he mention? And I don't remember. He's staying in town, or has been for a little while, right? Did he-
Ricktavio?
yeah.
Yes, he indicated he was staying at the inn.
Interesting. Let's go raid his room.
I have
I mean,
a
I guess
corollary to this. I have a corollary to this plan that I think is we should do alongside.
Yes, you can smash down the door.
No. Well, okay. You no take backsies.
wait,
But,
was, he,
that's not what I meant.
was the inn that we stayed at in town? Is that the only inn that we know
That
of?
is the primary inn.
Okay, so we're assuming he was staying there and not some other like flea bag on the
crappy
outskirts.
inn.
It's a great inn.
Look, I think Izek may be more willing to part with the cart if it has a very angry giant cat inside of it. So, how about we fix it for him out of the goodness of our hearts? We fix the cart so it's more valuable, and then we just put Buttercup inside of it.
Okay, but you would have to get the cart out of town and to here to do that.
No, we drag Buttercup in.
I don't think the guards are going to let her back through the gates if she's not restrained.
She is restrained. I said drag.
Yeah, but it would be easier if we brought the cart to the cat. And plus, Malik, wouldn't you like a chance to not only break down a door, but also find out if this Ricktavio von Richten guy is who he says he is? His room.
No, I agree. We should do both. I'm not saying only.
Is smashing down the door of the room, the inn we're staying in, really like the smartest idea?
I agree. It's very indelicate. I'll slice the knob.
Well, okay, that's a step up.
Never say Malik is unreasonable.
Or I could, pick the lock, maybe.
No. She said she already
Gesturing,
said it. No
eyes wide, pointing at Izzy, like
no take
yes.
backs. She said no take backs. So, also, I really just want to drag the cat. 'cause I
She
feel like
said
her
no
God
take
is
backs.
fair
I
play.
could take this away from you if I want.
I actually
that's
said
mean.
no takes backs. You said no take backs.
Right, but you can't undo that. You respect that. You're clearly not a savage, Kyra. So
look,
You
if you're
can't go
ready
back
to
on
burn
this.
all of our heroes of Vallaki, also that's not great branding. It's kind of generic, but
Look, the t-shirts are already being made. There's nothing to be done.
also, how many heroes does Vallaki really have? Let's be real here.
well, but if we don't want to burn all that goodwill right now, busting down a door at the inn during the middle of the day, probably not the smartest move. Especially not if they're still grumpy because this festival didn't go off as planned.
Man, you guys are no fun when you want to keep a low profile.
Give him a pat on like the hip, like Malik, big guy.
Some
There'll be plenty of doors
doors
for you to smash down.
Some
We will find
doors
you
need
doors to
kicking.
smash down.
Look, you keep saying that, and then I just
Malik, some doors need kicking, some doors need picking. Let's go for the picking this time.
I do like that rhymes. All right, I'll
That-
accept this.
That could be a T-shirt too, or maybe
Fine.
like a bumper sticker.
Well, okay. How about this? Why don't you raid the room while Kyra and I have a conversation with our dear friend? Divide and conquer.
Monster Hand or Ricktavio?
Wait, who's
No,
babysitting the
neither.
cat?
Bismarck.
I guess me.
Well, you didn't want to drag him into town. I was.
No,
trying to
I
help
agree.
you.
That's why. Which is
So-
why I came back to us trying to figure out how much he wants for the cart. Because if you try to fix the cart up and say, "Oh, it's worth more now," then he's going to try to fork more money out of you.
Right, but then my thought was we put the cat in there so he'll want less because he doesn't want to deal with the cat.
Right, but that again requires getting the cat into town to the cart, which from what I'm gathering is on the east side of town. I mean, I guess we could take it around the outside wall, but
Oh my god. Through the forest?
well, like right along
And
yes,
then
yeah, exactly.
it's
Gesturing
a
at the
little-
map right there.
It's a little far, and then are we pausing to sleep in the safe place where the hags can't get us, or are we just
It's
tending it in
midday.
the
We're not
woods? Or...
that way yet.
Bing. Pausing.
Correct? You said it was midday, right, Casey?
It is midday right now.
So we still got time. Like the sun's still out. Theoretically. I'm just
Hey,
saying, if we can get the cart to us,
Tara's
it would be
free.
better. Oh. Okay. Well.
For at least an hour.
Okay. I mean, I could also leave Balto with her too,
True.
and if something goes wrong, I don't know, have him howl or something. But yeah, if he's calmed down enough, I'll rummage around my pack and find some. I don't know if we've got any like dried meats or anything. Kind of leave them near the face area.
The face area.
Well, like where they're reachable, but not
I know,
like we
it
have to
just-
strain to get them.
I know
Not
you
gonna
meant it
like
just made me laugh.
force feed him while he's tied up. Yeah, I'll give him a little scritch and I'll be like, "It's okay, buddy. We'll get you back in your closed, rattly place before you know it." And I give Balto the lowdown. I'm just like, "Keep an eye. Anything goes bad, howl." Like, and I give him like a howl code, like two shorts and a long, or whatever.
Howl like a barn owl.
Browse, howl.
All right, let's do this.
Yay!
All right. So who's heading where?
Team interrogation.
I think we're all heading to the inn, right?
Wait, who's interrogating
Oh.
whom? Irina?
I thought we were
or-
splitting up. Yeah, I thought Malik and.
Well, yeah, but all of our destinations are at the inn.
Are they?
Because Irina and Ismark are at the inn, and
Irina
his
and
room is
Ismark
also
are at the inn.
Oh,
I thought
okay, cool.
Irina.
Then,
I thought
yeah.
Irina went to where her fiance was.
Ismark has a fiance in town. Irina has not.
I thought it was
fiance.
Irina was the
Yeah.
one who was betrothed.
No, Ismark is the one who is betrothed. Irina
Oh,
is painfully single.
oh, I got it backwards. For some reason, I thought.
wonder why.
Painfully single. Her only current suitor, who kind of struck out a little bit, Squire Roland's a little old for her, maybe. But
Izek might be in the game.
Izek.
Even on-
Well, I don't know that they've met because he seems curious about her, and he probably would have made the connection if he'd seen her.
She's clearly just waiting for the right half orc.
It's could be.
I mean, she did have that giant crossbow that one time. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
Gonna get everybody married off here.
There we go. So let's go ahead and jump to a map I wasn't expecting, which will be the Blue Water Inn. And just a moment here. Where is that at? There it is. Let's see if we can get there from here.
Doodly 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 doodly.
Bam. How about it?
hey, there's the spooky crows on the roof.
Spooky crows on the roof. And let's see what's not here.
Oh man, we left Darvin in bed.
He's an old man. I feel like that makes sense.
Or cleaning up has happened. Arabelle has left. Good old Loki sitting in the stables. Riding horses are in the riding horse area. Ponies hanging out in there as well. Danica manning the bar. Ismark and Irina up in their room at the moment, drying out their good clothes. Let's see here. A couple of noble folk and commoners in the room, drinking, having a good time as the party arrives. 12:30 or so, a little bit past lunch, but you could probably still get some of the fine food and delicious watery wine that grows weaker by the day.
We really need to deal with
It's like like pouring the water into the shampoo bottle to
that. We really
shake a little extra out.
That's a problem.
All right. So as you roll up, what you guys doing?
So we need to find out which room is Ricktavio's first, because we need to break in.
I'm gonna go walk up to Danica first and order two of something good, and wave Malik over. I really don't want
And
to go talk to her.
as you walk in, Danica bangs her mug that she's filling against the table. To the heroes of Vallaki! And everybody goes,
I guess.
She's not an enthusiastic crowd. But she's, oh, never mind then. Thank you all for what you've done. Can't thank you enough. Can I get you some, we're going to call it wine, sweetie, but
Yeah, we remember. We're getting back to that in a little bit. We got sidetracked. We'll fix. Give us some of whatever is the good stuff, please. And she slides a coin over.
And she looks down below the bar. She's like, well, we had luck last time. Let's try. And she grabs a bottle and brings it up. And it's of a odd make. Please roll me D100. Higher is better. Lower is vinegar.
All right. I'm gonna fade of the alcohol. I'm gonna take it into my hands. 66. I feel like that's decent.
66 is a decent vintage. It's probably a little past its prime. It's starting to get a little bit of a vinegary bite to it, but still very drinkable.
I suppose for wine, this is acceptable.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. So what?
Sorry, just that hit me saying it was acceptable, and then her saying "I'm glad you enjoyed it" really made me laugh.
I mean, to be fair, that's probably a better compliment than she gets on the average.
That's true. Yeah.
Yay.
This is acceptable. You know, it's like, oh, you lavish me with praise.
It's like zombies at a rave in here most of the time. But what can we do for you?
Oh no, sweetie, that was it. I mean, unless you guys got something, we got some people to talk to. That's all. Just saying hi, hello. I was just wondering, that the guy that they got in the stocks out there, he
Ricktavio.
yeah, he told us that he had something in his room that he needs, some medicine or something. Do you know where he's staying? He got pelted by a tomato when he was trying to tell me what room, and then he passed out, so I didn't get the information from him.
Dreadful tomato allergy.
Oh, he's got the single room right upstairs, but there's guards posted at the door.
Guards posted at his door?
Oh, he's in the stocks. So all of his possessions are likely to be seized depending on the size of the fine he gets.
I see.
Now, of course, part of the fine will be the recompense for the room being occupied for as long as his trial takes.
Well, that's that I'm
Coin is coin.
I have a question, Casey.
Yeah.
Okay, so you say single room. Are you talking about this one? Or...
I am talking about that one.
Okay, well, this one only has one bed, but it's like a double. So.
No, that is other folks' rooms.
Okay.
The rooms of the.
Next
Which room
question.
was it? This one?
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
that one right
so,
there.
so my question: this window that I'm pointing through right here, what does it face out onto?
It faces out onto right about down here.
Right, but I'm saying what part of what is that facing into town?
What is that facing into?
Town? Is it like facing another side of a building? Is it open?
It'd be a
So
building
can
side.
a rogue maybe sneak?
Yeah, that was gonna be my next move was
maybe-
literally going to be to nudge Izzy and ask her what she knows about second story work.
So that is certainly a possibility. It is 12:30, so
That's true. Well, we could
while overcast and a little rainy, it's not exactly dark outside. But you could certainly make the attempt. There's a bit of a corner on the building, and then that's an overhang, so you've got a little up and around to do. Not the easiest climb in the world, but maybe.
Could go down from the roof.
Cairo will lean back a little bit and be like, yeah, guards. Guys, we saw what Izek's guards, they're not of high caliber. We might be able to talk our way past them.
It's a tight hallway up there. And
offer them some delicious wine or something.
Ooh, delicious wine. I like how every plan involves wine with you guys. We got a dragon, wine. We got some guards, wine.
Look, there's not a lot going on here. We make do with the tools we are given.
Indeed.
Let's put our guard in place here. I'm just a guard. Doing nothing.
Just a guard or guards plural?
Just a guard. Just a guard. And actually, you can see him. He's,
that's true, because there is a railing and an over. I see that. Yeah, okay.
You can see him. He's just sort of sitting there
oh yeah, that guy.
It's guys, I'll get us through the guard. It's totally fine.
Look, if you want to use your wiles. I mean, I'm sure Madame Ava would be disappointed, but knock yourself out.
Like
I'm
she
excited.
isn't watching already.
I'm on board with this plan. I'm excited about this plan. Let's see where it goes. So, what is this plan that we're discussing here?
Well, I mean, and I'll wait until we're all going upstairs, so
Yeah.
at least everything can happen at the same time.
I will put up, oh, well, thank you so much for the information. Well, we have to, go, we were supposed to meet up with Ismark and Irina, so we'll just head upstairs and maybe, I'm sure he'll be fine. The tomato allergy is not a big deal. But thank you for the information. Thank you for the alcohol, and we're all going to go.
Were we checking out the same room again, or not?
Yes, we are, Thara.
No, that was out of character. I wasn't in character. Sorry.
So there's one minor perhaps complication. The rooms that you were staying in, you have to go outside the building.
Yeah,
and
I see that.
upstairs and
Yeah.
across to get to.
We can see across from the railing, but we can't really. I mean, that being said, like a couple of us could post over here and watch, and then
There are some convenient chandeliers if you guys want to Errol Flynn it.
Yeah, sure.
That might be a little obvious.
He'll be like, we should, maybe at least ask the guard if we could get medicine. That's a bit more than.
No,
okay.
I fully expect the guard will completely let us in, if he is even able to do so.
Okay.
I mean, Darvin seems really, really confident in this plan, so I said we just go talk to Ismark and Irina.
Sounds good.
So
Totally gonna
also,
work.
So we're not complicit just in case something bad happens.
Oh yeah, no, sure.
All right. So I believe you guys can drag tokens, and I don't think I have any walls turned on. So go ahead and drag you guys around to where you're ending up as these plans unfold.
Oh, actually, he's not even in here. He's back guarding the.
Oh, yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Balto's off.
I'll just leave him over here. But yeah, he's off guarding the cat.
Guarding the cat. He is so pleased about this assignment, by the way. He's 100% team let's kill the tiger. So actually I shouldn't say that. I don't. Maybe Balto gets along with tigers. Let's find out how this confident guard interaction is going to go.
So while we're over here, so if they're going to go in and talk to Ismark and Irina, I'm going to hang out over here by the door to our room and watching across the way nonchalantly, like not trying to look like I'm looking what's going on, but I am going to load my crossbow. just in case something goes south.
I will ask for either a stealth or sleight of hand.
All right.
You want to go. Just as you nonchalantly load a crossbow.
Well, I mean, like while we're coming up the stairs, like
There's just something about a loaded crossbow that puts most guards on edge. It's a thing they have.
Yeah.
So if I could have either that stealth or sleight of hand, your choice.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do stealth then, because I get 3 more on that bad boy.
You want to beat a 10.
Oh, I'm good. Here we go. Ooh.
Okay.
If I had taken sleight of hand, it would have been a 10.
Okay. So you stealthily, you kind of keep it a little behind the back.
Yeah, it's kind of under my cloak.
There you go. So a crossbow is prepped and ready to go. And then Darvin and Izzy, I see you on the ledge with the guard. He's sort of looking towards you. He's like, yeah.
I'm just super casual over here.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, open up.
Let's go. No.
Well, okay, that's great. I am Darvin. We are the heroes of Vallaki. We're acting on behalf of Ricktavio, and we're acting as his counsel for defense. There's going to be a trial, yes?
Yeah.
And we'll need evidence that's in that room. So we'll need access to it.
I don't think the guard
and you're in the way of this access.
Understands the concept of discovery.
So when the trial starts, we'll look at it.
Well, we need time to prepare that defense. So I'm going to need you to move aside. You can come in with us, and you can observe, and you can catalog everything that we do or do not take.
Oh. Oh. He just doesn't seem like he's
I mean, I get it.
down with this.
It's boring. I mean, it's going to be a lot of looking. It's going to be a lot of me talking, and probably a lot of me reading, probably whatever journals or books he has in there to figure out, the notation of what he's
reading.
done. Yeah, you don't have to do any reading. I'll be doing it, and I'll be doing it out loud. So if you want to listen, you can. Or if it's really boring, I can just not do it out loud.
Or you could go get me a beer. And we could all sit here and drink beer.
Kyra nudges Malik. See, I told you.
So
Well,
what are we
fine.
going for here? Is this a straight up persuasion attempt, or because he doesn't seem inclined to just let people in to the place that he's told not to let people in?
Weird how that works.
Yeah, it messes with his raison d'etre.
Yeah, no, I'm just kind of motioning, and I'm like, well, I mean, this is just part of it's part of your legal process here, and yes, we should all definitely have a beer.
Yeah.
It might have to be after. I personally can't
Aw.
have drinks. I'm sorry, but to read, I have to be drinking first.
And
Yeah,
shouldn't
I'm sure you
you
can empathize.
Yeah, go get yeah. Let's drink. You can't have a good investigation sober.
I think that literally defines all of the problems with Vallaki. Izzy, do you have anything on you? Like, kind of subtly.
I don't think she has any. She has tomatoes, but
And they're probably fermented by now.
I mean, they're fermented, right? Like they're vinegary, yeah.
Make a Bloody Mary.
I could just go get him something.
Well, I wasn't kidding. Like, we should probably all have a drink. He'll believe it that way.
And she'll go down.
I did not come prepared.
She'll go down and get 3 cups of something.
All right. So as Izzy goes to fetch drinks, let's flip over to Kyra and Malik. I think this team did a real bang-up job investigating and interviewing Ismark earlier.
We did. Yes, we did, for sure.
So let's see how round 2 goes. What you guys doing over there?
You knock first.
Yes, Malik. That was always the plan. But okay. So just all right. Same as last time, I guess.
Play casual.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yes.
Hello,
Hello,
Hi.
Ismark?
Irina. It's Mark. We're here. What do you want?
Can we come in? We have something to talk to you about.
I suppose. And they open the door, and Ismark and Irina, and they're dressed in what have to be their 3rd or 4th best clothes, because their other clothes are hung about the room drying.
The horror.
Well, don't you both look lovely today?
Yes, well, parading in the rain isn't exactly my idea of a good time, but we're trying to make a new home here.
And Ismark, how is your, betrothed thing going?
I haven't paid call on her yet. There's some difficulty, perhaps an illness. I haven't been able to get a straight answer out of them.
What, remind me again, what family she was with?
That one.
I mean,
He answers quickly.
The better
fine.
Preparingtons.
There's
Yes.
just so many. There's just so many nobles in this town. It's hard to keep track of, right, Malik?
Oh, absolutely. I can't. There's you guys and
the Wachter family, and it's not the Wachter family. It's the other family, and I am very dumb. Or is it Wachter?
Yeah, we put you on the spot. It's fine.
Yeah, no, sorry, that was totally me. I should have been better at this. It is the Wachter family.
oh, right.
Lady Stella has not been available some illness, I think.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I'm sure that by the time your best clothes are dried here, and she gestures around the room, that hopefully she'll be in better health, so you can call on her. I'm just wondering, have you had time to get to know the rest of the nobles in the area and the people of higher stature like yourself?
Well, the Wachters are the prominent house other than the Baron's family. Why do you ask?
She kind of looks at Malik and is trying to find a delicate way to say, well, we believe that... Go ahead.
Well, she helped commit a crime, so that mostly.
Stella?
Well, no, not Stella, but we're fairly certain that somebody called a how do you say it? Called a hit out on someone and basically framed them for something that they didn't do. And I'm wondering if you might know of any of the noble families that might either be capable of doing so or have a grudge against somebody.
And Ismark sort of looks at both of you. It's just like your story with the pies.
No. I did hear a very interesting story today from someone. Someone produced a doll that looked remarkably like Irina here. Said they'd seen her in a dream. It's very interesting. Very, very interesting. Not sure what to make of it, though.
What sort of nonsense are you on about? And Irina looks over and she's like, what are you talking about?
People have been asking about you, Irina. Just thought it was rather unusual, given though, the being hunted in Barovia and now it seems like it's coming here.
Yeah,
and the two of them look quite concerned at that. What do you mean? Which people?
Well, do you...
Can't...
Do you remember anybody that, has been looking suspicious? You said you were at the ceremony. Was there a face that you've seen that perhaps, followed you or was not there?
And Ismark is Royson's. Thought Vallaki would at least be out of his reach. It's said to be safe here. No one I recognized, or else I would have been upon them.
Irina,
who
how
could
about
have-
you?
And Irina, I didn't see anyone I recognize. We haven't seen the townsfolk of Vallaki since we were children.
But there's no one that was notably absent that you can recall?
From the procession, they all, Lady Wachter, the Baron, of course, his lady, and she starts listing through people, and well, I don't recall seeing Carl or Nikolai, but I'm sure they were there. Lady Wachter was there.
Is that of the Wachter family?
Yes, they're Stella's brothers, but I would imagine they were keeping her company in her illness.
I'm sure they were.
Yeah,
Well, they're just downstairs if you wish to talk to them.
What do her brothers look like?
The Wachters? You'll know them by their fine clothes. They're the equal of our family, and it's indicating. No, are you guys on the right layer?
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Okay. Nope. Down here.
Oh.
Out in the common room. Drinking it up.
These guys?
These guys right there.
You're pinging on a different layer. I can't see you indicate.
That's because I'm an idiot. These guys.
Casey, I don't know.
Oh my gosh, the arrows! Wow, the arrows.
All the arrows.
Okay. Those two. All right.
Oh yes, Stella's twin brothers. Got it. That makes sense.
Okay.
Well, nobility can be a little blinding from a distance, but Uh,
Have you had much interaction with Stella's brothers? Hold it together, Malik.
It's just the finest crafted piece of bullshit I've heard in a long time. It was really good. Oh, that was really good. That was really good. Okay, I'm back. I'm back.
What were you saying? There was a little noise from downstairs, some laughter.
Sorry. No, I'm back. I apologize.
Just wondering if you've had much interaction with Stella's brothers. I mean, your brother is to be married into that family. Surely you've interacted with them before.
Oh, of course, I've made every effort to be companionable. I'm a little unpresentable at the moment. Unfortunately, my closet is not as deep as it should be to make a good impression, so I can't appear until my raiment has dried out. It would not do to look shabby. As it stands, I am landless.
Indeed, you are.
I look at Malik and I give him an eyebrow, and I just kind of, I mean, if we've been together long enough to where, you know, I could give him the, I have a plan, just go along with it in a look. I'll say, Irina, I think you look wonderful in what you're wearing, and it is at least clean, which is more than I can say for myself and my companion here. We uncovered the information about the person who is dreaming of you and interested in you, and we were, of course, and she looks at Ismark and Irina, we were, of course, very troubled by this information also, and
Very troubled. Very troubled.
We of course would be very happy to investigate what's going on with this so that you both remain safe.
Absolutely.
However, it just happens that there is a chance for you to also do us a favor in return.
Indeed. Yes.
We are not of the noble blood that you are, and talking to Stella's brothers, which I have not grabbed names of yet, might be easier for someone of your stature than perhaps us. And the information that we need to get them to admit to is that they were in a particular area during a particular time, and perhaps their shoe size,
Correct.
if that's capable.
Yes.
Does this seem reasonable, Ismark? You know, surely you're your sister's protector, and we want to help you in doing that. And we've been nothing but a good relationship with you all before.
We have. Yes.
And there's sort of following along. There was a lot of information to get dumped on them, and the thing that seems to have Irina hung up, she's like, shoe size?
Well, you know, it's
Yes.
it's you know, someone like yourself shouldn't be interested in that. We were digging around in the mud and we found a shoe, and it just kind of, everything hinges on it. Would just be very important if you could just tell me what kind of shoes they're wearing right now, and general description of them.
Right. Muddiness, perhaps.
Looking used or not.
How used they look.
If they have other shoes, where are they? That kind of thing.
How many shoes they own.
Well, of course, I can go talk to Carl and Nikolai and look at their shoes.
Oh, Irina, you're such a good sport. Thank you so much.
And don't forget the part about asking them where they were with the festival, because, you know, you
Yes.
went there and you had to dry out all your clothes. You could ask perhaps about Stella, how she's doing. Maybe that's why they weren't there. Or is there another reason?
Or if they smell like patchouli.
Or cat. Just, you know, small
Spitballing
cat,
ideas.
large cat, mud,
Right.
Could
something.
be anything, of course. So as Irina agrees to this effort and starts heading down the stairs and around the building, Izzy has run down, grabbed some drink, come back up, and I think to share with the guard.
She got one for the three of them.
Okay.
One
And what's the plan aside from drinking right now?
Well, he said if we got him a beer to
We'll go drinking
placate
and
him,
reading.
Okay.
to placate him, and
So he's sort of standing there drinking. He sort of leans a little bit further over and stretches, and maybe you could get past him to the door unnoticed because his face is in his mug. But getting past him, you're gonna have to be at least a little maybe persuasive to really let him enjoy his beer, or perhaps a little sneaky, something. What are you doing?
I will make eye contact across the way with either Darvin or Izzy, kind of gently pull the edge of my cloak back and just remind them, give them a look like, eh? Like, don't forget.
Plan B is assassination.
Plan B is always on the table.
Plan A, give the guard a beer. Plan B, murder.
Well, no, I mean, like, if we just graze, like, the back of his head, I can knock him out.
because that's how it works.
Totally.
Non-lethal crossbow bolts.
Yeah.
You
He's
guys
a
give
gr-
Mallet crap for being overly aggressive. You just want to kill this poor guard.
I
Just
said
let
knock
go.
him out, did I not? Thank
So
you.
let's
With your crossbow bolt.
What's it called?
Yeah, you graze his temple.
let's make it official here. It's,
I'd love to just sneak right past him, just as he's like helping, drinking up his beer. I'll tip it up for him a little bit.
Yeah,
got it.
Darvin's so tiny, so
Yeah.
So Gord the guard is drinking his beer. Go ahead and give me that. Yeah, I can't notice you. I'm busy drinking my beer roll.
oh, the good gourd guard.
Oh, good Gord.
Whoa.
Sorry, I didn't know that was. Sorry, it's auto spit out advantage, so it's
That's-
either a 5 or a 7.
That's okay. It is
Neither one
currently
is
a-
great.
currently a 5. Now, of course, the guard is attempting not to pay attention to you, so he does have disadvantage. But I think you might bump into him, spilling his beer and perhaps forcing another. If with disadvantage. Wow. That is some fine beer you have purchased. He is deep in the tankard as you slip past unnoticed, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, say no more, say no more. And start to do what to the room?
Well, first off, is he
Does
able
he have
to get?
to roll? Do I have to roll?
Well, you probably should, but because you got to beat a 3.
Oh,
With
yeah,
a
Good lord.
let
you
him
just
do the
throw your
math.
smoke ball at the ground, reappear in the other room. Yeah. So that happened.
He forgot she was there.
He's like, what? Wasn't there 2 of you? I don't know. Beer. So, what are you guys looking for in this room? It's obviously been occupied, but there's not much in it. Travel pack, some entertainment associate accoutrements.
I mean, I'm looking
it-
for
we're-
writing.
Yeah,
like,
we're
in the
looking
beginning.
to see if his story checks out, like if there's anything to corroborate what he said about who he is.
Okay. So basically, the only things you see in the room are an outfit. He's got a spare outfit, entertainer's garb. What you would think to be an entertainer's pack. You know, it's got some face paints, it's got some streamers, some gaudy sorts of things. His cane, which is left in the room, and then a hat. That's about it. It's not a lot.
I'm gonna start popping detect magic again. And then does the desks have drawers?
The desks do have drawers, but it doesn't look like he's set up shop here. And he did mention that he had a lair or hideout he'd established in a tower to the northwest. So this probably is more his cover story, and it looks like a reasonable cover story was made. These are entertainers' things.
This is disappointing. No writing. Well, I mean, it's not disappointing for Gord,
Gord's got a beer.
and he doesn't have to listen to any writing.
No reading.
This is not helpful.
I think it doesn't look like it's off stayed in.
Say that one more time.
Like it doesn't look like he stays in it often or hasn't. It's just like I come, I sleep, I leave kind of situation.
Yeah, come and sleep and leave. And most inn/tavern rooms have that sort of look to them. You know, the maid comes in and tidies up every once in a while, so your stuff doesn't really get left out. And most people travel light because they got to carry it. So now he's got a big old cart, but the big old cart's full of a big old cat. It does smell a little patchouli in here, though.
Yeah, but if he was a hunter, he should have something.
He's gotta have something. Let's just toss it.
Something. You know, like.
Okay. Give me an investigation, if you would.
He's gotta have something. It doesn't make any sense.
Are we helping each other or are we individually?
Am I helping you? I'm trained.
So am
not-
I.
All right, then I'm helping you.
Okay.
You've done this before.
Let's see, an investigation and
Probably a lot more than me.
Oh, 19. So the singular piece in the room is probably his fancy cane.
Is it also a sword or a club? Does it look like it's hit things?
It does look like it's hit things. And after a little bit of playing with, you do find it is also a sword. It is a sword cane. And as you do find the little pop latch and look, it's very shiny, very reflective. Ooh, it's silver. It is a silvered short sword cane. Nice.
That is helpful.
It's mostly helpful. It confirms on who he is, what he says he is, probably. Or he's a really rich entertainer that for some reason has a really beaten down wagon carriage.
So, as discoveries are made and the room is tossed and Gord the Good Guard continues his drinking, Irina heads down and around outside, and you hear, yo. And then Irina screams.
Oh no. Okay, never mind.
Well, if I heard her scream, I think I would have run down there.
Yeah,
All
same.
that.
I think you guys might have.
Gord, hold my beer.
Wait, so
Mine-
what? You must burst out of
As
the
he
room.
leaves with a cane.
What?
Yeah, Izzy will leave her beer with him too, just like here. Just chug
So
on.
wait, what happened with Irina?
So,
Jeez, something happened.
Yeah, I looked up and I saw her token getting dragged out of the room.
Izek, no!
Subtle, Izek, no!
subtle Izek is subtle. Malik and Kyra, as you come down the stairs, you can see out the side. You can see Izek is running up, a big ball of fire in his hellish hand. The other one stretched out, calling towards Irina. Irina, perhaps in a panic, perhaps sensibly, is running towards the entrance of the inn.
Makes sense.
And I'm going to bring up a special little thing that we call turn order here. And then I'm going to close it by accident.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask everybody to click on their icons and add themselves to the initiative order. And then, to build up some tension, I'm going to say, let's take our 5-minute run around, do things break. We'll pick back up.
Why is he gonna light her on fire? That is not the way you hit on people. Is it?
He doesn't
I
exactly
mean,
seem.
Speak for yourself.
Well-
Orc culture, that's kind of, you know.
Well, like, I get that he's not the brightest bulb in the bag, which I don't entirely understand that reference either, but He's not.
Yeah, I feel like we brushed past that, by the way.
Oh, Kyle and I had a conversation. He's like, garlic. I'm like, because garlic's bright? I don't.
It's tulip. They're tulip bulbs. You haven't heard that one? That's how you grow your tulips.
Who puts bulbs in a
No.
bag? That's so reckless.
No. No, Casey. No.
Sometimes I get a little crossed in the streams as they start to come out. But they are tulip bulbs in a bag, and you choose the brightest ones because you want the brightest flowers. That's exactly how it works.
I don't believe you.
2 bulbs get
I've
stuffed
seen
into a
tulip
bag.
bulbs before. They're just mostly brown.
Please grab drinks, refresh yourselves as necessary. We'll go for about 5 minutes because I know we are going to be ending a little early tonight. We'll see how this unwraps then. Talk to you guys in 5.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
boy.
family names of note in town, now that I got my brain back, would be the Martikovs, who run the inn, the Wachters, and then the Baron's family themselves, the Balakoviches. And of course, the Kolyanas, or Kolyaniks. I do not know how you pluralize this style of last name.
Wait, the inn people are nobles?
The inn people are nobles. The Martikovs are a noble family.
Did we know that?
Did you ask?
No,
Malik wouldn't
I
know.
don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we ever. I know I didn't.
Did they
Danica
dress
doesn't
like
really.
noble?
They own the inn, so they've got nice clothing. They have mentioned that their family owns the winery. The only winery in the area, but they're not like snooty.
I mean, if we want to be technical about things, we own stuff too. So
Well, that's right. You guys are the Pentameisters. You just haven't been dropping the Lord and Lady issues.
Look, we're going by a different name right now.
Oh,
Heroes of Vallakis have replaced the, the heroes formerly known as Pentameisters. So let's see what's happening here. So screams from outside from Irina, Izek, shouting orders at her, big ball of fire in one hand, other hand outstretched, doll in it, waving it towards her. She just seems like she's had enough. Thara, as you rush down the stairs and hit the ground, you've got that first blink instinct. What are you doing?
all right. So what happened? Did she like rush out of the room?
So Irina was heading downstairs.
Okay, I missed because I didn't know what happened.
so-
I know when I started paying attention, I just saw her icon got dragged away, and I was like,
Irina was heading downstairs to talk to the Wachter brothers, Karl
Okay.
and Nikolai. As she was passing outside, it seems Izek might have suspected that the party either was up to no good or might know more than they were letting on, and followed.
"Oh, lovely."
He was rewarded by the girl of his dreams descending the stairs, called out to her in less than appealing fashion, and she freaked.
Okay.
Having
And
been,
so
having been prepped by that, there are people hunting for you by the ever tactful Kyra and
Hey.
Malik. Ever tactful.
so he's got a ball of flame in one hand and the doll in the other.
Ball of flame in one hand, doll in the other.
Um,
And you do know him to be the Baron's strong left hand. He seems to be holding a position of power in the town.
hiding as I kind of am behind Kyra,
Mhm.
I'm going to kind of subtly pull out my crossbow, and I'm not like leveling it at him, but I'm readying it, and
Okay.
I'm going to wait to see if he does anything aggressive towards her, like anything with this ball of flame, or if he tries to grab her or do anything like that. I'm going to not necessarily. Well, I mean, my plan was going to be to like fire a warning shot in front of him.
Okay.
But I mean, I suppose it depends on the severity of what he does.
He is rushing towards her. So
Oh.
how close?
Okay. Yeah. No.
I mean, he is full on sprint.
Okay. Yeah. No. Then I will put a bolt in the ground, like right in front of his feet.
Sure. Give me, let's call that an intimidation roll.
Sure.
You're good enough. It's going to get close. So let's see how intimidating you are as you
Intimidation.
hide behind Kyra and fire a shot in the dirt.
Okay. Just a straight intimidation. That's not
Straight
gonna be great.
intimidation.
All right. Here we go. Help us. Yeah, that's what I figured.
He's not the brightest fella. Maybe. Ooh.
Oh, okay, sure.
It checks his step. At least it looks like he's going to pause and look around before he continues on.
And again, hiding behind my convenient medium-sized friend here, I will begin reloading my bow.
All right. In the meantime, you hear a crash. And from the second-story window and then down to the ground comes Ismark.
Oh, that's one way to do it.
Holding his longsword. Oh, he lands hard. Ankle definitely twisted, but he stands up, longsword in hand, brandishing it towards Izek.
Shake it off, buddy. Shake it off.
Hold. Malik, what are you doing?
Muted?
Yeah, you're still muted.
Still
God.
muted.
Have you been
All right.
talking for the last 5 minutes?
I don't want to talk about it, bro. So look, Malik, I know this may surprise some of you, but Malik has decided to take action.
No.
Specifically, that action is going to involve rushing in.
So uncharacteristic.
I know. So pulling the sickle-bladed glaive
Oh,
from its
God.
trusty resting place. He's going to break into a sprint, sort of brushing past Kyra, and then we're going to go for a full-body tackle on Izek.
A full body tackle. Would that translate to a grapple?
That would indeed translate to a grapple. Yes, it would, sir.
All right. Go ahead and give me a full body tackle grapple.
Good
On
move, Malik.
Izek.
Good move.
Oh, bummer roll. Let's hope he rolls poorly.
He is distracted.
He is
Yes.
distracted. And he does roll poorly, having checked his step, trying to evade the crossbow bolt and Ismark and his longsword. He is unprepared for the tackling attempt and is grappled. Malik, any additional action, movement, etc.?
Yeah, my second attack action, because I believe, I could be wrong about this, I believe you can replace grapple and shove as attacks in your turn. Is that accurate? So I could grapple him with my first attack and then shove with my second attack? Or is that incorrect? Is grapple its own action?
Grapple, I
think
believe,
grapple
is
counts
its
as an
own
attack, isn't it?
action.
Oh, is-
It is.
I can-
It is an act.
The attack action lets you replace one of your attacks with a grapple or.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Beautiful. Okay.
Do
So
it.
my second action is going to be to sweep the leg and bring him to the ground.
Okay.
So another athletics check. Just really bringing out the big guns on this one. Oh, managed to do it that time. I couldn't sweep the leg.
You
but I
locked
got
it
a hold
up,
of him.
but you're in Hugsville.
right.
And being in Hugsville, Malik, any additional movement, action, bonus action, etc.
I'm gonna tell Izek, you need to calm down now, bud. I don't think he's gonna listen, but it was worth a shot.
He does not seem the type to listen, but you guys have given him a couple of reasons to. Let's call that, you gotta calm down, sounds more like a persuasion than an intimidation. Let's see some persuasion.
All right. You don't think that maybe the implication of the calming down could be scary?
He didn't sound scary. Did he sound scary to anyone else? We'll take a vote here. That sounded like a very non-scary Malik. I didn't hear you're going to lose a hand. I didn't hear anything about splitting you in half accidentally. Anybody else? Intimidation, persuasion?
I'm sorry, I have to go with persuasion because I'm clipping that because of how true it is. So, like, sorry, Sean.
All right.
Let's see that
You got this.
persuasion.
You got this, man.
All right. I'm very persuasive.
You are very
Just
persuasive.
keep saying that to yourself.
Oh,
So persuasive.
Wow.
You see how persuasive I am.
He's very angry, though, and also kind of scary, too. Let's see.
I ain't shook.
You guys lock Izek up, and he just shakes. The fire's still burning in his hand, but he doesn't put it to your face. She's mine.
Can't-
Inside, you can hear Danica Martikov calling out, "What's going on out there?" Irina turns, now that she's not alone with the freaky person, and draws her dagger, squares off. What's going on? Who is this? See? From inside, coming bursting out, a little bit tipsy, but raring for a fight, a nobleman. And you hear Irina say, Nikolai, careful.
I knew it was Nikolai. I knew it.
What's going on out here? Izek, you fiend. What were you doing? Izzy.
Izzy is going to dash for bonus action dash and put herself here. And she probably is still holding that the sword cane
Mm-hmm.
because she was holding it when this happened, so she probably just ran out with it. So she has that and
Okay.
her and the other offhand short sword
Sure.
out. So
Is it
she's
currently sword form or cane form?
she probably has like the sword in one hand and the other the cane part that
Sure.
comes off in the other hand. I'm not
Solid.
sure how that would work, but
Short
how you
sword club.
okay. So she's there and she's just gonna kind of like put herself there and hold action, then hold just gonna like hold her attack or anything unless Izek tries to like come at them again. But she's gonna just put herself right there for now.
Got it. Kyra.
All right. Well, seeing as how Malik, swiftly got in there and calmed the beast. I'll come up here. Is that 35, 10? Yep. I'll come up here and just put my hand on Ismark's shoulder and look at. Sorry, I'll look at Izek and where is it? Okay, cool. Thanks for people. I'll look at Izek on the ground, mangled all by Malik, and be like, you should keep an eye on your captive in the center of town. That is what is important, and that is what the mayor would really want you to do right now. That's it. That's it. I think it's just a sentence or two.
You got it. Wisdom saving throw from Izek. What's his DC on that one?
15.
15. Izek, they're picking on your weak spot, buddy. Ooh.
Close though.
Too close.
He is just shaking, but the fire in his hand starts to go out, and you can see that he just doesn't want to, but he probably will. Kyra, anything else?
No, I think that's it for now.
Darvin.
Well, there's a whole lot of screaming out here. All right. Well, we got Izek and Ismark. Oh, damn, that ankle's fucked up.
And ankle is a little screwed.
Izek, he doesn't. His arm doesn't look as fiery as it normally does, and these guys are doing fine. Yeah, we're good here.
All right.
I'll cast guidance on myself. And,
fair enough.
That'll be that.
And following after and then moving past you, the other nobleman rises, coming up. Nikolai, what's going on? Carl, you wouldn't believe it. Izek's finally snapped. The Baron's man is just gone. Look at him, writhing on the floor like a beast. Something has to be done. Perhaps the heroes of Vallaki will take care of this for us. Thara.
Fucking incels, man. So, uh, anyway, so I'll emerge from my spot over here now that all of my human cover has left. I'm just gonna like openly brandishing the crossbow now, like just kind of. Does Izek have anybody with him? Any of his goons or guards coming up with him, or is it just him?
It seems to be just him.
All right, I'm just gonna keep an eye out to make sure nobody else is intruding on this scene, because it seems like they've got everything more or less well in hand. So I'll just kind of move out to here and just kind of like performing sentry duty, keeping an eye on things and making sure nothing goes south.
And Ismark, kind of confused as to what's going on, perhaps not as familiar with the manipulation of the mind, keeps his sword leveled at Izek and waits. Malik, you're holding him, so he can't do much of anything unless you let him go.
I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm not muted. Okay, I'm gonna do the thing you do when your friend is kind of drunk and is making kind of an ass of themselves, where you put like an arm around and you're like, all right, buddy, let's go. And you like sort of lead them away.
Come on, it's not worth it. Walk it off.
Right, exactly. Malik is going to do that. He's gonna keep like a hold of him, but
Sure.
I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna say, all right, Izek, come on, let's go, bud. Come on.
A thing I learned recently, once you have grappled someone, you can move half movement and bring
Yep.
them with you.
You can.
So
Mhm.
go ahead and drag him up to 15 feet, I'm guessing, away from everybody else?
But you're not dragging him. It's his idea.
Yeah, it's his
Right,
idea.
it's his idea. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, all right,
It
bud,
is-
let's go. Come on.
It is all his idea. And he's a little loopy. I mean, he doesn't seem to understand what he's doing right now. He's like, oh, yeah, I'll go guard the cart. Baron would want that. Yeah. He'll
Not
give
the
me
cart-
the girl. He
Not the
always
cart.
gives
Don't have
me
him guard the
girl.
cart.
No, not the
Yeah.
cart. No, it was the guy in the
cart.
center
Isn't
of
that,
the town.
isn't that what you said? Sorry,
It was
what'd
the
you
guy
say?
in the center of the town.
Sorry,
Not the
sorry.
The
cart.
guy in the
Sorry,
stocks,
excuse
not the
me.
cart.
Oh, nice. He's a little punchy.
Leaving the cart
Uh,
unguarded is really good, actually.
Yeah. Go guard the guy in town. Guard the stocks. Baron will give me the girl. Always gives me the girl. Good Baron. And he moves off. We're gonna go ahead and drop the turn order as the threat leaves the area. Anybody doing anything as he moves off south towards the
Yes.
stocks? Yeah.
Malik has an idea pop into his head, and I want to read this idea just to be safe. All right. Kyra's none of those. Okay, good.
Kyra is none of those. Okay.
I'm going to cast this on Izek.
Okay, it's a spell.
As I'm patting him on the back and saying, "All right, buddy, let's go." Because he seems to be manipulated in some way. He's getting dreams and he's just attacking people from those dreams. Seems kind of bizarre. Malik is wondering, maybe there's some weird hanky-panky here. So whoever was trying to get Arena before is not trying to get Arena here and is using Izek to do it. So maybe if I protect him from that, maybe it will allow him to snap out of it a little bit.
Okay.
That's what I'm hoping. It's a kind of a long shot, but it's a first level spell. Who cares?
Fair enough. He has been protected from evil and good, should any good appear in Barovia.
Hey, Malik's standing right here. Okay,
Standing right there.
right there.
Right there. Does Malik count as good according to this particular setup
Oh.
here?
Do you pick one or is it both?
It's all of them, but it's only against specific types,
Yeah.
and I don't think any of us are aberration celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead.
I do not believe so. But he does move off, muttering to himself about getting his reward, getting the girl, after he guards the prisoner. Carl and Nikolai look between you. Irina, you are right. That beast, He's grown worse every year. Something must be done. Our mother wished to talk to you all, but time wasn't right. But I suppose now, as good as any, you should pay call on her, all of you.
Who?
The Lady Wachter, our mother.
Why?
Well, obviously, Izek plans harm for Irina, and I would imagine for you all, you've gotten in the way of something he wanted. He never deals well with that.
Oh, bless him. He can try.
Malik chuckles and fist bumps Thara for that remark.
Bump.
Bless his heart.
You say that, but enough have gone missing after earning his ire. I would not take it lightly.
I mean, that goes both ways. Other people can go missing too. Just saying,
That feels okay. I take back my
I think you should talk to our mother. She can explain more than we can. Are you available now? We could head to the Wachter house immediately.
And Thara puts a thought to how long they've been here, and how much longer the cat still has to deal out there. Like, if we make it quick, maybe.
I don't think nobles anything is quick.
Yeah, exactly. Do we want to split up again? Do we want to team wagon repair, team noble house?
I don't know if we should split up if we're going to a powerful noble's house. Wait.
Kyra, correct.
Yes, our mother would want to meet with all of you. There's important business to discuss.
Fine.
If you have something that you need to take care of first, we can go ahead. Ismark, you remember where the house is, of course. And perhaps, well, if Stella's feeling well, maybe you could pay call on her. Ismark seems all about it. Aside from the limping ankle thing and the fact that he leapt out of a second store window half-dressed.
If we were to pay a visit to your mother, we are in no state to do so at the moment. But it is kind of you to offer. Would this be something that we could call on you for at another time?
I've never seen Izek back down this way before. I don't know how long before he comes to himself. I would say the sooner the better for your sakes.
I mean,
he is the captain of the town's guard and has the Baron's support in most things. Irina, it may not be safe for you here much longer if this matter is not dealt with.
all right, let's go talk to her. What else are we gonna do, Sarah?
I'm waiting to not be in the company of these people.
Okay.
Because guys, I don't want to do that at all.
Are you motioning with your angry old man eyebrows? Like,
Don't want to do what? Go to their place?
Hard pass. Also, I'm going to make my old angry eyebrows and then stare at their shoes.
You stare at their shoes. Please give me an investigation on their shoes.
I'm going to use my inspiration.
oh,
Fair
good
deal.
choice.
I think this is... I don't know if it's important, but it seems like...
Oh, that's
when in
actually
doubt,
worth.
use
Okay,
inspiration.
good, well done.
Ooh.
What I was going to say, are we rechecking inspiration at the beginning of every session or not?
No, the only time you get inspiration
is
back
when you
at
say
this
so?
point. No, not even. It's
Oh.
only if it's bought by the silver folk.
Oh,
So that is
well, shit.
Is that a new
silver
race?
folk.
The silver folk.
The silver folk. So to the audience out there, if you
Live
would
in
like to help them,
Chatsylvania.
they can regain inspiration and also get fancy stuff from that silver store. They can also buy stuff for themselves, but it does take a while to earn that kind of cash.
Yeah, we
that is
burned
how
through a
you
fair bit of
can-
cash last week.
A little bit of silver did get spent, but Darvin, those are some well-heeled shoes.
Are they conveniently muddy?
They are conveniently cleaned of mud, but there's a few traces. You could say that maybe those shoes that aren't too used to walking did a little walking.
All right. I'll look at that. I make the angry eyebrows, and then I look at them, and then I make the angry eyebrows again.
Caterpillars fight on Darvin's face.
Wrestling for dominance.
Like their footprints match. Since they just ran out here and it's been raining.
So despite the imagery in the circle, these are a pair of fairly young men. They look to enjoy drink, and based on their wandering eyes, not averse to half-elven or halfling folk. So yeah, these could be the kind of guys that get in trouble. What are you looking to eye up on them specifically? The shoes seem to match, so the boot does fit.
Well, I was just wondering about if their shoe prints match. Like same kind of heel shapes.
Same kind of heels, same kind of shape. They've got the right kind of mud about them. They look like they could handle short sprints back and forth, without falling over and huffing and puffing. You haven't heard them scream, but perhaps they scream like high-pitched children.
Yeah, they seem to come out instead of backing down when Izek was out and, Izeking all over.
Ooh, Sean picked up a D20 reroll.
You got fans.
Denver Chad might not eat you. Keep it up. Sorry, that's one of my players who has a very real chance of being eaten by a dragon. But, every bit helps.
By the way, I do hope whoever requested it did get to hear Chiron the doll did get worked up earlier in the session.
Thrown up as is his place.
So the noblemen, Carl, Nikolai, look ready to head off and let Lady Wachter know that you will be arriving. How soon should we expect you again?
Oh, we'll be along in a bit. It shouldn't be too long.
For dinner, then.
That sounds lovely.
We'll have the cooks prepare something. Do any of you have any special diet?
Iggy just kind of snorts under her breath.
Strong alcohol.
We have the finest. I think we have a bottle of champagne to stomp. Still set aside that the heroes of the Vallaki certainly deserve.
Yes, that sounds lovely. Excellent. Thanks, Irina. You were really helpful.
I will retrieve my crossbow bolt from the ground. Well, that was a thing.
So you might want to find a new place to stay, I think. Just, I don't know.
I happen to know a coffin shop that might be available.
Not the
also true,
worst
yeah.
idea Malik's ever had.
I mean, we need to swing through there anyway to get some wagon
hammer and
repairing
nails?
provisions.
Well, it's
Yeah.
either that or the cat smelly cart, but...
I might have a cat in it soon.
Look,
Yeah, that's true.
The coffin shop, no one knows you would be there. It's perfectly defensible. You can seal it all up all you like.
We do have to get her there unnoticed. I suppose just walking with her after this big public confrontation might not be the most inconspicuous way.
We can fix that, no problem.
Okay.
Well, I'm guessing that Izek's going to be distracted for, 8-ish hours, give or take.
Sure, but he's got guardsmen and other people in town that probably deal with him. I don't know. Whatever.
Here.
Make the play. I'll back it. It's fine.
Okay, I have an idea. We'll put you on Loki, and you'll wear a blanket, and no one will know it's you.
Irina
Ah,
and Ismark
disguise.
look a little confused. Were we not going to dinner with the Walkers?
Oh, I suppose you probably should go there, huh? But okay, but this is for like, you shouldn't stay here. They are correct. So, coffin shop.
Kyra will turn to Ismark and say, I realize that this is probably going to be your first time if you end up meeting Stella, but meeting the rest of the family you're about to, walk into. But is it too inappropriate for you to ask if you and your sister could stay under their protection?
I suppose we could attempt to impose, depending upon what Lady Wachter has to discuss. It seemed Carl and Nikolai had, well, they were eager to have you there, and I can only think of a few reasons.
What would those reasons be?
Well, to put it bluntly, the overthrow of the Baron.
They want us to kill the Baron.
Well, murder is unnecessary, but
I mean, most coups generally feature murder.
this is commoners.
Sorry, what was that? Ismark, I couldn't hear you.
Hey, buddy. And Farah kind of tries to squeeze in between the two of them and distract Malik. So, do they need to get cleaned up? Well, we can go run to the coffin shop then, or what do we need to do here? Come on. Let's stay on point.
Well, in any case, I suspect the Walkers have been working for some time to sway popular opinion, to gain control of Vallaki. The Baron, for all the good he thinks he has done, his festivals have been a bit of a flop until you arrived. Convenient or inconvenient, you've pulled some of the people back into his following. And if you were to support him, it would solidify his hold. However, if you were to declare against him, not kill him, it would lower his standing, and I suspect Lady Wachter has some ploy to take advantage of that. Now, as you've seen, Izek is a bit of a brute. Irina, are you all right? But I had not thought he would have that sort of reaction to my sister.
Yeah, no, he mentioned dreams. I think he's being manipulated in some fashion.
Wait, you think he's manipulated by Strahd?
I wouldn't call on the big S man, but someone.
Who else would have a reason to pursue my sister in that way?
I suppose that's reasonable. Yeah.
If he knows that we're here.
Let's calm down. He doesn't necessarily know that. From the little I know of this Strahd fellow, he seems like a man who has backup plans. And he would imagine that at some point he would probably flee. It wouldn't surprise me if he's been priming Izek for a while, just in case you showed up here. Now, I agree it's dangerous and we should be careful, but we shouldn't just run around like chickens with their head cut off just because we think Strahd maybe knows we're here.
Well, agreed. So we will. Then what do you wish to do?
I think you should hide out at the coffin shop and come with us to dinner, and we'll work out a plan, right?
Agreed. So you are planning to disguise them to get them to the coffin shop?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So if someone would take responsibility for the disguise and sneakiness, which I think should be a stealthish kind of role.
Okay, I got it. Don't worry, guys.
I have a disguise kit.
Disguise kit. All right. Give me a +2 with that stealthish roll as you apply expert disguise.
Stealth +2.
Stealth +2.
Here's my stealth. +2.
Wowzers! But
Wow.
that's 30. What would you like them to look like? The sky's the limit. What are you parading through town? Or is it just the horse? Like, did you dress them up as the front and the back of a horse?
Cairo whispered to Izzy, make this one ugly.
Well, I was thinking of making them look like old,
Yeah. Yep.
old peoples,
Yeah.
and just like tugging on them, making them just like hunch down a little bit. And,
Darvin, get over here.
no, because we will look like we're helping these two like old folk who seem to be needing of some sort of help. You know, good deeds and all that.
I think you may even channel a little Morgantha in your inspiration here. And two old biddies make their way through town to the coffin maker's shop to pick out their final resting place because obviously they are shortly due in the grave. So, for reasons unknown, I need someone to roll a very dangerous D100.
I got this,
Now,
guys.
I rolled
So-
the alcohol, so it can't be me.
Here's how this one works. You're going to pick a number between 1 and 100. If you roll that number, this game is going to get extremely difficult. Please pick a number and roll D100.
If you roll that exact number.
If you roll that exact number.
Okay, fine. 33.
33. Do not roll a 33 on a D100 right now.
I really
Booyah.
want a 33. Oh,
Fair enough. All right. So, in the coffin maker's shop, with the smell of charred wood still in the air because it's only been one day, a very busy day. You set the two old biddies up in a bedroom that once housed a relic. The room next door housed vampires and is a little unclean. You have access to wood and nails to secure your carriage. And are you parading this cat through town?
Don't think that'd be a good idea.
What's the plan with the kitty? Because I think
we
that's
kinda
about what we
forgot
have
about
time
the
to
cat.
wrap up.
I thought the plan was while Izek was distracted to basically yoink the cart. Well, okay. So Farah's plan would have been like, we go up to the cart with the repair supplies and just start working on it like we're supposed to be there.
Okay.
You know, like that whole, if you walk into a place and you're not looking suspicious, people are less likely to ask you what's going on.
Sure, you hold one of the pieces of wood like a clipboard, it's just passed to anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You know, if we come up there with tools and stuff and somebody's supervising and a couple people are, you know, hammering and sawing and doing stuff, we're putting this all together and then we just take the cart on out of town and load the
Okay.
cat up.
All right.
That would be the plan she would suggest.
Okay.
But everybody else is on board with that is up to them.
Darvin is totally on board with this plan because it's almost exactly what he tried to pull off earlier.
Okay.
Mhm.
So try it again. It worked so well the first time. Maybe bring a little beer. Now, question: once the cat, if the cat gets loaded in the cart, where is that cart going after the cat is loaded into it?
Well, I mean, we don't have authority to move it, so
We are deep in the hypothetical situations now. I'm getting a little lost.
Okay, so let's start peeling away the hypotheticals. You are in the coffin maker shop. You have access to the wood, and I need somebody to roll me. I think this is going to be a deception, as you try to convince folks that you're really supposed to be here. Who would like to do that deceiving supervisory role?
Not really my strong suit. Unless somebody, I mean, or I guess I could if
Yeah.
nobody else wants to lean into it. Oh my god, somebody is like moving everything upstairs.
So, deception
particularly
Wait.
deceptive.
Super
Yeah.
not
Neither am I.
Excuse me, Mr. GM, sir.
Yeah.
Could I maybe perhaps roll to convince people that it's better for them if they just don't question?
Are we going to intimidate the guards?
Not intimidate, just make them seem that, like, the heroes of Vallaki are here. They're kind of a big deal. Maybe it's better if we just don't worry about this one.
Maybe you flex a little bit. Maybe
Right. Maybe Malik takes the sleeves off his armor for a bit. Maybe you just make it seem like it's not worth their time.
Maybe it's not worth their time. What would be worth their time?
Malik.
If there were fewer people here that seemed less scary, maybe it would be worth their time. But because there are big people here with weapons, maybe they should just let this one go.
Maybe they should. Okay. So let's see that one instead.
I take no responsibility if this goes terribly, but
Oh, it's understandable.
That's not too bad.
that's not horrendous.
I still think taking off the sleeves of the armor and giving them free tickets to the crossbow show is still a possibility.
Right. Like say,
Whoa.
excuse me, gentlemen, the beach is that way. And
So,
flex
I will mention, I believe things have been bought for Sean, including a D20
Ooh.
reroll.
But
So
you
now
have to
I'm
keep
dying.
that reroll.
Get your danger
Do
point.
I think
Baited.
Yeah.
Look, Casey does this all the time to me, and I always take the bait.
I mean,
Every single time he does this to me.
you rolled
You know,
under it. You
sure,
rolled
I-
under a 10.
I did.
So-
Statistically speaking,
You should do better.
I should do better.
But you won't. You just won't.
Casey,
Yeah.
I don't like your negativity right now, okay?
Oh,
In your face. In your face.
That's a good reroll.
Ugh.
Oh, wow. So here's the problem. They could potentially succeed, but it's going to
Impossible.
require a 20. 'Cause they
Impossible.
only got a plus
With,
one.
with all of us throwing our heroes of Vallaki swag around, I think we're okay.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Casey, I think that's very far from a 20.
There's 1 0 away from a 20.
Yeah.
It's 1 0. It's just a nothing.
Right, zero's
But
nothing. So,
Zero
right?
is nothing. But it is enough to convince them that, maybe patrol a little further away.
Right.
So the cart is acquired. The cart is repaired. The
Ooh,
cart
I got a
is
reroll. Yay, thank you.
subtly scooted through town out to Buttercup until a better name is selected. And Buttercup is loaded. Now, Buttercup isn't real interested in going back in her cage at the moment. So I'm going to need an animal handling from somebody to get Buttercup
I'm on
into
it.
the cage.
I believe in you, Thara.
Yeah, I
And
got
I
this.
believe in you so much.
I was
that
like,
you
Oh.
have an extra
I was gonna
D4.
say, like, can we help?
Okay. Yep. Well, yeah.
yeah,
I mean, if
help
yeah,
can
with
help.
everybody assisting, I feel like that would be an assist.
Like,
That is an
Alright, so let me
advantage.
get that. Let me
We
get
will
that D4
assist.
on there. So a 1 from that.
Okay.
Okay.
An
And then
advantage.
with
on that
advantage,
one. So a 21.
21 is more than Buttercup can possibly resist. She doesn't even really try all that hard.
Yeah, see, we told you, get you back in your shaky, rattly house. It's all good.
Rattly house. Saber-tooth Tiger applied to cart makes
Are
Saber-tooth
we-
Tiger in cart.
healing, medicining said shot tiger because he did have harpoons sticking out of her ass.
She does have a few harpoons sticking out of her, but she doesn't look too bad off. Probably left alone, she'd heal up over time. She would certainly appreciate healing, but it's not life-threatening at the moment. She is a big armored saber-tooth tiger. Battle cat is kind of the
You
idea.
know what? I'll just to help make amends. I'll give her 1 point of lay on hands.
1 point.
Just a little. Just there you go. It's okay. Feel a
It
little
up a
better.
little bit. So now you have a saber-tooth tiger in a cart, about 1,000 feet outside of Vallaki. What's she doing with this saber-tooth tiger in a cart?
So do we want to park this somewhere, or where did you say that he said his tower was where we're supposed to meet him?
Northwest of town. It's on an island, though.
Oh, how are we
Right.
supposed to get the cart to an island?
I don't think we're supposed to. I don't think
Oh.
the cart was at the island.
Well, that's fair. I mean, we could
So-
hide it in the woods somewhere. I don't know.
Let's switch over to the big map.
Could possibly ask where he keeps her.
Well, demonstrably, she was being kept in that storage area over there, up until she was released.
Up until she wasn't.
Up until she wasn't. If we go ahead and take a look at the big map here. Big map. Provided, I think, by Maloney, correct?
Yes.
Is this the island he was?
Oh,
Okay, that's
yeah. So if we had
okay,
that,
This gentleman needs to learn the difference between an island and a peninsula.
Wow.
I'm just saying the geography is important. You should.
You know what? When you get there, okay, and you thoroughly inspect it,
Uh-huh.
then we can talk. But
I see.
right now,
I shouldn't
right now,
disparage his geography before
shouldn't
I
be smack talking
Okay.
because that could be an island with a causeway.
yeah.
That's
or-
very-
But I mean, that being said, we could also maybe get it, even if it's like back here, like behind the trees somewhere, like up near the lake, so it's out of view from the road.
Well, okay. Here's the one big problem I have with that, which
Uh-huh.
is that if someone wanted to let it out and cause problems, if we leave it there unguarded, someone could just do that again.
Well, the idea is to put it somewhere where it's not like he was in town when this happened, when they let it out. Like, they're not. If you think people are going to be tracking us, like a couple hours journey away from here, like we've got other problems to deal with besides them looking to let the cat out.
I suppose, and I guess if they kill the Vistani,
Well, we don't want it killing Arabelle.
well, no, probably not. But
Probably
yeah, I
not.
agree. It's probably the best place for it at the moment.
I mean, unless he like has a dedicated, obvious wagon carport somewhere we can park it.
The garage. We'll put it in his garage.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, if we're passing from the thing there, like even if somebody were coming like up the way to, like if we tuck it back behind the tree line somewhere where it's not visible from somebody approaching.
He said
it's-
the area was dangerous. Or that
Well,
tower was dangerous.
everywhere's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
very true.
Why
He said specifically that it's dangerous.
can't we just leave it here?
I mean, I don't know. Be likely for us to the same people who busted it open before, if they know it's out here, to do it again.
Right, but then that clears his name.
Did you miss the part about not wanting Arabelle dead?
Right, but here's the point I'm making. Like we either leave it alone someplace dangerous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Potentially getting ourselves killed or it killed or both, or we leave it here. There's an increased chance it gets let out again, but if it gets let out again, that does in some ways help us. And if it doesn't get let out again, it still provides us with the bargaining chip with Izek to actually make it legally ours.
All
Because
right.
Izek's not going to want a giant cart with a big cat in it.
All right. Well, if we're gonna do that, then I would advise, if we're not gonna maybe like leave it like up here, like outside town on the way to the lake, because
see-
I'm saying, because that way if it busts out, it'll have to go through town again.
Right, but I think the only reason they were able to bust it out was because everyone was at the festival, right?
Yeah,
So they were
I
able to
mean-
bust, because it seemed to like it took time. Because
Maybe.
they were running back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and it had to bust out from inside. So that's not something no one's going to notice
I
unless
mean,
everyone's
unless
there for
they-
the festival.
Right, or unless they do it in the middle of the night, or
It's going to be real loud. Someone's going to notice that.
I mean, maybe, I don't know.
Can we secure it more than it had been? Is that a possibility?
You've
What if
got
we-
wood. You got wooden nails. So at this point, it would take some doing. I mean, you basically are hammering and nailing boards in and across it. So someone's gonna have to pry those nails off. You can't really You didn't make a door. You just made a.
I've got that lock
slab.
and tumbler set with the needle trap that we
What
can
if we-
attach to it.
You could absolutely give
And I
someone a
got the-
really bad day if
Because
they.
I've got the vial of poison and antidote as well to poke with the needle to set the needle.
100%.
Add
What
that
if-
just in case.
It's a good plan. Also, what if, hear me out, we get some paint and we paint "Please do not break into me" on the back of it.
Uh-huh. Interesting.
So
With a please. Maybe politeness is what it was lacking before.
Alright.
it obviously it was
Fine.
missing the warning sign.
Yeah.
Kyle,
I mean, my main concern is yes, this cat, but also the implications of whoever let it out and what that means for who we can trust in Vallaki.
I'm kind
if
of getting
it's
the
a-
idea that's pretty much nobody at this point.
Yeah, which it is, because I'm thinking like this dinner is either dinner or it's a fucking death trap.
No, I agree. I totally agree.
Okay, so you just ignore the caterpillars on my forehead
No, I didn't ignore
like
them.
3 times.
I took them under advisement and realized that the best way to reveal a trap is to just spring it.
Ideally, not with our faces, though.
Right, but now we know. Now we're worried that it's a trap. We go in prepared for a trap. So if it's a trap, we're less surprised.
But still stuck in a trap.
Right, yeah, but we've been stuck in traps tons of times. What's different now?
Okay, Malik, I don't know where you come from, but generally speaking,
Luskin
most.
speaking.
Oh, okay, well, I've never been to Luskin,
Mhm.
but
Don't go. It's awful.
noted. Thank you for the warning. I'll mark that off my to-do list. But that being said, most places, generally speaking, if you go to a dinner party at like a fancy nobles place, from what I've read in books, you don't bring weapons with you.
They're gonna take the weapons away from the heroes of Vallaki.
If we're going to dinner,
I
yes, you're not going to be cutting your steak with that glaive.
Besides, it's a religious accommodation.
I don't think they're going to buy that.
I don't need them to buy it. I just need
So
them
the
to
point
not
being
take the
is,
glaive.
it's all well and good to know that
I know, okay,
we're
but-
expecting a trap, but if they do decide to spring a trap and we're sitting there with our butts in the wind and our weapons are in a,
We have this cane that is also a sword.
Exactly, and nobles
So
often wear
one
weapons.
of us, at least
Yeah.
one of us, could have that.
Nobles often wear weapons. That is the thing. Irina had that giant crossbow. She's a noble.
Yeah, but they don't. often
she's
bring
not
it
going.
into
Yeah,
dinner.
she's not going. Exactly. Thank you.
And I mean, honestly, I'm seriously considering just bolting. We should probably just bolt out of Vallaki. We need to find like maybe we'll get stuck here for one more night, but like this place is no longer safe at all. Get Ricktavio out. Hope
Find
to
out what
God
he
that he's
knows.
actually all that he says that he is.
Right, and if he is, we can probably get some good information from him.
Well, clearly
sure
he
he's
is.
got-
There's multiple people in this town that are conniving to kill him.
Right,
and-
right.
I don't know.
And we're going to dinner with them.
But
Right.
you also said that he didn't want you to blow his cover, so clearly he values still posing as this carnival guy for at least a while longer. So he's not trying to, like, we don't need to blow up his cover because he's obviously not looking to cut and run. He seems like he's invested in this for the long haul.
That was before that shit went down with Crazy Hands.
Well,
Also, I would like to
Crazy
point out,
Hands is a separate problem.
if we start sleeping elsewhere, I'm going to die eventually.
Yeah, and then there's that too.
But he can help us kill the hags, which solves that problem entirely.
Well, unless we're
Maybe.
gonna
That
go
sword
in
cane
there
doesn't fill me
tonight.
with confidence.
But he said though that he's a monster hunter, right? Like he's got to have like books and knowledge and all sorts of stuff.
He did say vampire hunter, which
Well,
I don't think those things were vampires.
Okay, but I'm gonna guess unless he's like super specialized, in which case he's not great because Strahd is still alive.
I mean,
This-
he's kind of demonstrably not great, right? Like, there's a
Well-
lot of monsters around.
But he's only one man. Now he's got the heroes of Vallaki.
Okay,
Right,
that's-
exactly.
And I'm just saying he's probably got research and information and all sorts of stuff that we can use at our disposal.
So,
But
wouldn't
in order for that to
having a
happen, we
noble-
need him to get out of town safely and without blowing his cover.
Wouldn't having noble help really help with that achieving that goal.
Why don't
Except
we
for the
just,
fact that we think that the nobles are the ones trying to fuck him.
True.
why don't we just play everybody? Since they're just out to get their stuff, why don't we just use everybody to our advantage? Go to dinner, be
agree.
like, yes, we'll totally kill Lerner that you want us to kill. If you help us do this, get the
Where
cart
are we
out
having
of
this
town.
conversation at, by the way?
I assume by the kitty out in the outside of the town.
So we have the cart outside of town? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, then it's a little more safe to... I suppose not completely safe. There could be
Nowhere is completely safe.
ravens and wolves watching from the bushes.
And then
Ooh,
after they
that's a
help
good
us
point.
get that cart or
Ah,
something.
shit.
Give me a perception check.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
whatever.
Look what you did. No, Kyra, I agree. I'm totally on board with that plan. I think it's great.
Yeah.
There are a few curious critters around.
Yeah, my voice lowers when I mention that because it occurred to me that was a thing we're supposed to be watching out for. But yeah,
Here's the point I'm making. We go to dinner.
this plan has too many moving parts.
I think you guys overcomplicate it. I said we go to dinner, we find out what they know, see what we can gain. If it's nothing, oh well, we've gained nothing, we got food. If they try to kill us, that's great. We eliminate some bad guys. It's kind of a win-win.
Do you think though that they're really going to buy that if something goes down, we're going to be like, oh yes, they invited us to dinner and then tried to murder us, and
we'll have to run away from
this was
Vallaki.
purely self-defense, right? Exactly.
Yeah, we'll have to run from Vallaki. I agree, but that's what Darwin wants anyway.
That's our plan anyway,
then
so what does it matter?
So then he wins.
Yeah.
Everyone wins. And if we die, well, we're gonna die like eventually anyway, and we can't exactly avoid danger here. So we might as well do something that could potentially gain us boons. Yeah, it might kill us, but lots of things.
You know what? If I'm going to die in this rainy, muddy, overcast, gross valley, I would rather it be doing something cool like taking down a vampire lord or a monster that's been terrorizing the townsfolk rather than soup.
Yeah, but aren't nobles the real monsters that terrorize the town?
What about a vampire noble? Because
I just lock eyes with Malik and don't say anything and just.
Oh, that was so good.
I'm just saying, I enjoy soup. I don't want to die to soup.
You don't have to.
You like pie too, and you were more than willing to die to pie.
Darwin,
Okay,
thank you.
Am I
turnabout.
dead? Am I dead? No.
Well, those children are though.
Do you know how many pies I ate? I am not dead. Malik didn't eat a single pie, and he almost got killed.
Yeah, but that's happened like a lot of times.
So, if anything, demonstrably, the pies saved me.
Yeah, all those ground up children, they're good for the soul.
You know what? If we find ground up children in the windmill, I will apologize.
Look, I don't think we can avoid not going. I don't think we can afford to not go to the dinner.
No, so let's find the best way to use these stupid nobles.
I agree. I agree. And besides, it's worth noting, 2 out of the 5 of us don't use weapons at all. One of them can quite easily conceal the weapon, and Izzy. I could potentially just wield Shatterspike. It's a quite pretty looking sword. It's my noble hero sword, or whatever. The only one we need to worry about a lot, you needing a weapon, is probably Thara. The rest of us can probably all be fighting capable without much issue. Thara, you can stick it in saddlebags on Balto's back or something.
Wait, I'm
Say
sorry.
he's eye dog.
I missed that. Put what in saddlebags?
Your weapon.
The crossbow? I left my swords in the windmill.
Right, but that's what I mean. Put it in the saddlebags on Balto.
He doesn't. Okay, first of all, he doesn't have those yet. They're still not going to be ready for 2 more days.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Oh, that's really disappointing that we're going to be leaving Vallaki. Sorry, dude.
We'll think of
just
something.
realized that.
We'll think of something.
Yeah.
But I'm saying I don't think we as a group can afford to not go to dinner. Because no matter what happens, we gain valuable information. And potentially a big problem gets solved.
Can I probably not. I was gonna say, would there be any chance I'd be able to maybe give like make some sort of like a call at them in case he to try to get them to like scare them off?
I mean, you could throw a stone at them.
Yeah, I mean, that works too.
If you wanted to talk to them, that would be one of your
Yeah,
spells.
I mean, I could burn a speak with animals, and
Or don't you have that? No, is that druids?
what?
The animal friendliness.
I do have that, but it's more like I can kind of sense what they want and what their needs are. I can't exactly talk to them with it. Like I can kind of
Okay.
feel what they want and kind of show them that what my intentions are. There's like it's more like an empathy.
Sure. So
But I mean,
can,
I could blow a speak with animals. That's fine. I've got slots left.
So yeah, many options available. So you can run at them, waving your arms in the air like a scarecrow.
No,
crazy waving wiggly arms, man.
I'll drop a speak with animals. So while we're in the middle of this conversation, yeah, she'll do a little quick hand gesture, and suddenly she's like cawing like a raven. She's like, "Hey, you! Can we help you with something? Private conversation here."
I think the Thar is getting upset at the raven. I like that.
So the ravens look taken aback
Yeah.
as you start yelling at them in Raven. So they literally jump back several paces from you.
Yeah, I see you there.
Tilting their heads and looking at you, and they like look at like him, me, her,
and I point at the three of them in turn.
They're a little confused looking at this.
Shoo, go!
And they bounce back a little bit more and then drop out of the tree and take flight and flap away.
That's right.
What? And you like hear? Did you hear that? That was crazy.
Don't come back.
What's up with her?
All right, I still got 10 minutes of this in case I need more of it if they do.
I'm totally
then,
eating her eyes when she's dead.
Yeah. Get in line. Anyway, I'll try back to the group after this exchange. Sorry, never mind. Continue now. We were being spied on.
I mean, yeah, probably.
All right, so we're going to dinner. I mean, Darwin, you could use a good meal. Come on. And we're going to be leaving.
I super don't want to fucking go to this dinner.
I don't want to go
Like,
either.
God, this is literally the worst
I
idea
have
we've
to
had
sit
in
near
Barovia.
Irina for a whole evening. Ugh. I don't want to go
How come you
either.
hate Irina so much? She's fine.
She's a
Here's-
bitch.
That's
Hey.
rude.
She
Izzy.
is, yes.
Izzy, question. You know about like poisons and stuff, right? You wouldn't happen to be able to like I don't know what you've got stuck in your pack or your beard. Do you know anything about like antitoxins or if there's anything like herbal we could whip up? Just on like what would be the most common ways to poison food?
Could I make a nature roll? Like,
Sure, absolutely. If you happen to have herbalism or anything along those lines, feel free to toss it in there.
I mean, I do.
I do
That's
not, but there was something with brewer supplies that
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fire it up.
yeah. I've got and I mean I've
I
got,
don't- I
proficiency,
don't
I've got
remember.
proficiency in my herbalism.
Give yourself
so I
a
would
give
assist if
yourself
I
a
can.
+2 for brewer supplies, and go ahead and roll yourself a nature, because it sounds like you're trying to think of natural things. So there's a fair number of ways to give someone a really bad day with poisons. Most of the trick, it seems, is disguising the taste, just getting people to eat it. So you really want to watch for things that are very spicy. You want to watch for things that are very strong, or
I
things that are
also
very
have
sweet.
that vial of poison. She was gonna dip the needle in, but I don't think that'll take up the whole vial.
Well, it's also like an injection poison, right?
Yeah, but you figure that if you could get someone to drink it, that would probably give them a bad day
And
too.
she also has an antidote to it.
Well, that's more what I was thinking. Well, I mean, not that that's going to help if this isn't the same thing.
But so it sounds like the plan is do something with the cat, which has not entirely been decided yet, and
Leave
then,
it somewhere.
and then attend dinner. So I know some folks did need to break a little early. So what I'm thinking is we'll go ahead and draw the curtains to a close around this time this evening. Give you guys the week to think through the plan, and then we'll open next
Oh
week
boy.
with declaring what did happen to Kitty
Wait a minute.
and perhaps the Wachter House dinner.
Wait.
Wait.
Athy, is next week when Izzy's not going to be here? Because
Oh, hang
this
on.
is not going to go
Oh,
well. Oh,
shit.
please don't do this to us again.
Yeah, that was the 22nd, wasn't it?
Yeah, hopefully I'll just be late. That is my
Okay.
plan. That if the meeting doesn't run stupid long, I could hop on at the office.
You saw
Okay,
what
so-
happened last
So-
time you weren't here. And we fought over
Yeah.
a pie, and now we're going to a noble dinner.
So what we will do to plan for that is Kitty going somewhere? Does it seem like that's the consensus, or is Kitty staying where Kitty is?
I mean, I assume we're gonna find somewhere to park the wagon that we agree with. But
Okay.
beyond that,
Do you guys want to try and think of where that is now, or should we give you guys a little time to think it over?
I mean, I suppose it wouldn't hurt giving us the week to figure that
Sure.
out.
Okay. So what there will probably be is a mini encounter to fill up the 2 hours or so as you guys stash Kitty. Whatever that encounter happens to be, we'll figure out based on where you guys go with it. And then we'll do the Wachter House dinner when it is probably safe that Athy will be back. So that might be after break next week. That way, you'll give you 2 hours to get everything sorted out.
So if we have
Hopefully-
to run something without her first, it wouldn't be a huge thing.
We will scale it back slightly. Probably just like a hag and a revenant.
Oh, only one hag. That's fair.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Like, because I mean,
safe.
that's what we handled last time, and that went so well.
Well,
Can you
to be
throw
fair-
Jess Morgantha at us, please? Thank you.
to be fair, we weren't trying to fight the hag at first. It was just the revenant.
You'd mentioned Just the Revenant, and it has been a little while since Just the Revenant was dispatched. And I think we remember something about revenants.
I don't know. I mean, we did burn his body to ash. So
Yeah,
Right,
we
but
did.
they get new bodies.
I mean,
They do.
Yeah.
That might be an interesting recurrence to give us a little filler, perhaps, or maybe it'll be something else. There's lots of things in Barovia to occupy your time.
Hey, Casey.
Yeah.
I find it very troubling that we have not met Strahd yet.
You have.
See, now I knew you were going to say that.
I'm pretty sure you recognized him too, because I believe that a large wolf walked by you and you cast a spell and identified that Jesus Christ that was undead.
Oh, yeah, I remember that now.
Okay.
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
sure.
So I can
Ugh.
safely say that, yes, Strahd has been met by this party,
Aw.
and they sensibly stepped out of the way, unlike certain other parties.
I feel like some shade's being thrown right there.
Yeah, and they're just ignoring it. They're like,
And I believe the other encounter went something like Strahd, as they tried to get into a fight with him, which I guess is one way to handle it. But I will let you know that D100 that was not a 33 would have been a very close-up encounter with the man, the myth, the
Well,
legend.
I kind of figured when you were
I-
saying if we hit the exact number, I was like, yeah, that's great.
See,
Yes.
Casey, you know what? I was so hyped to land on a 33. Like, you have no idea.
I suspect you guys were, but
Oh, I was not.
I don't think they were. I just was. The man who
That
was
was
asked, "Do you
not
want this to be really hard or really easy?" and said, "Really hard, for sure."
for
Kill my
sure.
fucking character
Yeah.
for sure.
Just
Uh,
fucking kick my dick and knock me in the dirt, please.
So on that, we will say to the folks who do need to get some sleep because they have adult things to do like
I
work.
do.
Go do your things and get some sleep. And thank
Gotta
you for
go
joining us.
do work and get money instead of playing pretend with your friends.
You got it.
If I could Will Wheaton this, I totally would, but I cannot.
What is going on here? Ooh, okay. Apparently the B word gets nixed in chat. The auto mod in Twitch is telling me there's a B word that's not supposed to be
I
used.
approved it.
Okay.
Because I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
I think maybe we slide in occasional blue words. But this is life, not pretend. That's fair enough. Strahd. Let's see here. They did
Well, they were talking
did
about
a little smack talk.
they've been playing together for 2 years, so I was like, when did we start playing? It was June. So
It's been like
will
a
be
year,
1
yeah.
yeah.
Almost a
Oh
year.
wow, Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Time is passing. But
So cool.
You people are like a big part of my life now. So like,
Oh,
yay!
Aw.
group hug.
Yeah, I mean, I put up with you once a week. It's fine.
You just
If
gotta
I was
get involved
involved,
in
if I
more
was
games,
involved,
Rob.
I was gonna say if I was involved in like 3 other games like everybody else, it would be different. But I only got the one. I almost got involved in Tyranny, but I
There's
didn't.
room in Lost Mine too.
There's
I know,
room-
but I know Lost Mine too well because I'm running it, so
fair.
I don't want to.
Though that one, when that comes up,
Also,
It's
Lost Mine
not
usually
gonna be
gets
recognized.
Lost Mine usually gets played on nights when I can't show up or something.
fair.
So
Let's see here. I would say check with Craig. Dark Isle occasionally has extra room. But
it
that's
all
a little
depends
hit and
on the
miss.
day, honestly.
that's generally Saturday.
Saturdays.
Yeah.
Tyranny is a little full for a 2-hour session right now. I'm
Yeah.
pretty close
No,
to
it's
my
fine.
player limit there.
It's fine.
Well,
But,
I'm probably gonna be stepping out of a few occasionally because we're gonna be trying to pack up and move.
Where are you
that's
guys moving
okay.
to?
Right now near Vallejo, in California.
Like, I was gonna say California.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit of a relocation. God, we'll have you two. We'll have you 2 more time zones earlier instead of just 1.
I think it'll work out though, because we usually work at like 4 a.m. So
Oh,
our schedule will be a little bit better.
Okay.
Maybe.
Schedules will be schedules. But I'm sure we'll figure something out either way. So let's see here. Anything I'm forgetting?
Sean.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, is there maybe a chance, perhaps, just a skosh of a possibility, that we may be leveled tonight?
There was a possibility if you guys had gone to the winery.
Bum bum bum.
Uh-huh.
Bum, bum,
Look,
bum.
I really want to go to the winery, but certain other members of the group don't think it's as important as other things.
They did not. Tonight was an excellent role play and learning session, but I don't think you guys worked on your combat powers and abilities quite enough for the next level yet.
I mean, we also kind of
Not
leveled
even
up kind
that.
of before last session too, if I'm not mistaken.
Not even that super sweet noble line. That was a nice burn,
was-
right?
it was
That's a combat ability.
It was a sick burn,
Uh-huh.
and if you used more fire spells, maybe.
You know what wasn't a sick burn? Malik grappling,
Uh-huh.
Izek and stuff.
Hey, I grappled the heck out of him.
You
No,
did grapple the heck
I'm
out of
saying
him.
that was really awesome, really cool way
I agree.
of
Very
Malik
cool.
to not choose violence.
And,
Well,
and
it
to
was-
be,
Character
And to be
building
honest,
stuff should be worth extra.
it's a lesser form of
I was gonna
violence.
say, I don't know if that counts as no violence. It's just a little violence rather than a lot of violence.
and
Yeah,
then to
it's-
persuade
hug.
instead
No.
of intimidate.
No stabby violence.
Yeah, no beheady, disembowelly
Yeah,
violence.
he has all his limbs still.
Yeah, that's a lot of growth, I think, Casey.
I think
growth
it was.
is another term for gaining experience as a person.
Mm.
And you generally experience leads to leveling up. Just D&D parlance.
That could,
Uh-huh.
but I don't think it's quite milestone yet.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot has really been resolved in Vallaki. In fact, I think you may have opened up a lot of cans of worms right now. You're ready to go fishing, but there's nothing in the boat
Look,
because you chopped up the fisher person.
too soon, man. Too soon. We were just in a boat.
Well, I mean,
that was
you
an
just
accident.
you
I
just
didn't mean
tip
to.
that boat over and use him as chum.
See,
you know?
that's thinking outside the box right there. That's,
Get-
you know,
Get
that's
this fucking all stirred
that's
up.
level up talk right there.
I think we're just gonna have to tell Sean to go to bed and leave you guys
I
the
really
level
do need
you
to go
are.
to bed.
Yeah, because if we keep this up, we may as well just play for another hour.
That's very true. And I'm like, I really want to. I had such plans for this evening. I had like, I'm gonna.
They
roll
didn't
all
involve
these
the inn, I guess?
attacks.
That's what you get for having plans.
I know.
Casey.
I did it to myself. Go ahead.
I know this plan. I know this pain so well.
Yeah.
I understand, on a deep personal emotional level. This pain that you feel.
I was like, all right, what's gonna happen is they're gonna do bump, 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 and you guys are like, zoom. I'm like, really? What?
I'm gonna throw this out here. I was all on Team Winery until the session opened, and then there was a giant saber-toothed tiger in the middle of the town.
That kind of threw us off our game. Like we could have done a lot of other stuff if we hadn't spent like a full session and a half wrangling this cat.
And like
Hey.
that guy in the middle of the thing, a little more
Okay.
critical than going to a winery. Oh my
Okay,
god,
disagree.
it's gonna eat everything.
So
yeah,
let
sure,
me-
we could have killed
me
it.
lay-
but
Let me
that's-
lay this one out here. All right. There are creatures that can talk in common that you have killed, flat out murdered.
Yeah, thank you.
Whereas this purring animal,
Thank you.
like,
All
you're
right.
like, no, wait.
To be fair, that's Thara's fault, and out of character, I will own that. But that is literally what she would have done.
Thank you, Casey. I feel like Vallaki is being
I-
unfairly persecuted in this death.
I do. As I am looking at my character sheet right now, under flaws, it does say I tend to treat dangerous beasts as if they were tame pets.
And I am
Just,
totally
yeah.
fine with that, but I accept no responsibility for the amount of time spent on an armored saber-toothed
Well,
death machine.
that
when you
being
guys are
said-
like, we have to capture it.
That being said, taking it alive and not killing it may have probably won us some brownie points with Van Richten.
There is some brownie points there. There are some awesome possibilities if you wish to invest a lot of time training. There's many
Well,
things that could
Can we
happen
just
here.
montage it over while we go
Sure,
do
you
other
can
stuff?
Have a
montage
montage.
As long as you guys, all you got to do to get a montage is
A
say we are
monster
letting
cheese
X number of days
montage.
pass.
Okay, let's solve the hag problem first, though. Hags before wine. Is that
Hey.
a slogan?
You guys make
Hags.
the call.
Before bags of wine. I don't know.
If you want to say, you know what, we want to camp out in Vallaki for 10 years, I will say no problem. Let's roll a couple encounters and 10 years will pass, and Darvin will have died of old age.
I was gonna say that's a bit much.
About to die of old age before we decide to go to the noble dinner.
Wow.
I'm totally on
Croak.
board with your plan, Kyra. I'm a big fan. It's great.
And by the way, the dietary question was Carl and Nikolai politely asking, can you chew, Darvin, or do we need to mash everything up for you?
See, my takeaway from that was like, oh, does anybody have any dietary restrictions? And my assumption was like, I have a feeling there's only so many kinds of food that grow here. We're probably limited in what we're gonna get.
Yeah, but it's
That's
not their
why-
fault, Darvin. You are using a cane now.
Apparently, okay, that's a thing. Upgrade? Question mark.
So, things that have happened and are happening. But yes, so throughout the week, give me some ideas as to what you guys would like to do with Kitty. And we will probably do that for the first half and then do the Wachter House dinner as the second half. And then fun times will happen.
We need you, Athy. Tell the old people they can videotape themselves. We need you.
Well, here's a question too. How long of a haul is it from there to home if you did have to like?
Oh, it's like 40 minutes.
Oh shit. Okay.
Probably a bit less because it's gonna be at night, but it's not worth
Okay.
it. That's why I'm like, I'll just jump on at work. Nobody will be there but me.
I mean, as long as the connection's decent enough.
Yeah, we're good. I'll just remember to bring my actual headset.
All right.
Um,
Well, sounds like we got a plan then. I mean, for getting together. As far as a plan for this shit, no.
Can't tell the difference between playing and just talking. Playing and just talking is pretty much the same.
Well, we've
Unless I
been
put this up.
Did you put that up?
My bad.
There you
All right.
kind
I
of
have to
assumed
wake
all of
up
the out of character
very early.
talk kind of implied we weren't playing anymore, but sure.
go. No, it's we do transition fairly quick.
Yeah.
But so let's see here. I will get you guys a little bit more information throughout the week. As you guys come up with any questions, let me know. You do have basic directions to the tower von Richten sent over and said he had hold up in. And they've got several other places. You could even, well, you probably couldn't make it all the way back to Barovia with that. That'd be too long.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Why is the section of road heading over towards where the tower is in a dotted line instead of a solid line?
On that, it means that it is unpaved.
Okay.
It's a rougher road.
I didn't assume any of this was paved, but okay.
The road many years ago was actually paved.
Oh, okay.
But dirt and growth have now reclaimed most of them. But the solid roads are still.
Okay. That's good to know. No, I just assumed that they were just like hard packed dirt. I didn't think any of these were paved.
Yeah, the only time you actually saw the stone of the road was on the fork where you could have gone to Castle Barovia. That section is actually fairly maintained. It's a very inviting castle, really an excellent destination point. Highlight of the bed and breakfast setup. I'm sure you guys will.
I mean, it will be, yeah.
All right, that's the plan. We just leave everything and we just go straight to Ravenloft.
Straight to the castle.
We pitch our idea to turn into an Airbnb.
Scenic overlooks.
Yep.
All right. I really need to go to bed.
I will go to
Talk
bed.
to y'all.
You just go.
All right.
Just run around, bye.
Bye.
Night.
All right. So we got a week to figure out how to fuck this up. Let's same time next week. Break.
Good plan. Break.
Yeah,
All
and
right,
then 20 minutes before the actual game starts, we'll all be like, so what are we doing with this cat, guys?
I don't know.
So I think I will take advantage of the early stop and catch a little extra sleep.
Okay.
What's
I
that?
will. I don't know. It's if anybody comes up with anything, feel free to hit me up in the chat in the meantime. Otherwise, I will see some of you on Thursday for Tyranny as the orphans.
Tuesday is okay. I was looking because in a couple of weeks I am going to be going to Toronto again, but we're going to be going to a concert, but that's I think going to be on the 11th, I should be good for. I think it's the 11th, not the 12th.
Okay.
Because it's Alex's birthday and her mom got us tickets to Depeche Mode.
Cool.
Fun.
Yeah. So Thursday, Tyranny, as the orphans continue to work on the cavern for the cultists. And then Saturday, Dark Isle, which I don't know what's going on. Craig will fill us in on that one. And Sunday, the entitled crew gets to digging in and doing a little bit of real stuff after our session 0. So that'll be session 1 when I have a little bit more prep ready. Cool. Thank you all. I'm running away.
Fun.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.